Hello. What's up, everybody? 5 hours. I'm early. You take that back. This is the first time I'm seeing Arc Raiders in a long time. Hey, Chille. Thank you for that membership, my dude. Nine months? I'm actually early. This is miracles. I'm early, chat. How's it going, folks? What do you think we're going to see, chat? 25 most anticipated PC games. All right, here we go. Let me know how the sound is. Fantas, I have one on Tuesdays and Thursdays here. Tomorrow I'm going to have a special stream for Indiana Jones here. And then Monday and Wednesday I'm over at Twitch. I'm probably going to change the streaming format next year. But more on that as it in due course. Oh, Safa, you're on Blue Sky. Drop me a follow, and I'll drop you one. The Chaos Lounge. I'm there too. It's so much nicer over there. No sound? No sound? No. There you go.
For
You got
host
sound.
Frankie Ward and PC Gamer's
You got
25
sound.
most wanted games. Please stay on the line.
You got sound. There is sound. There has to be sound. I can hear it. Apparently, Leaf, it is. I'm not on Kick.
Oh.
I mean, I have a Kick account,
Welcome
but I'm
to
not
the PC
actively
gaming
streaming
show
that.
Most Wanted. I am Frankie Ward, broadcasting our show from a top-secret underground lab where the finest scientific minds of our generation are on the brink of an exciting new technological breakthrough: the invention of a numbered list filled with video games. It's never been done before. Why spend hundreds of millions to build a secret lab to study video games? Because these days there are so many games coming out, you need a wish list a mile high to keep track of them all. Did you know that by the time I finish this sentence, 14 more games will have been added to Steam? and 8 of them will be hidden object games about cats. To come up with a definitive list of the most exciting and anticipated PC games on the horizon, we've assembled a team of more than 80 talented game developers, prolific content creators, and expert critics. We gave them one assignment: dive into the ocean of upcoming games and catch the biggest and best games worthy of your attention. Today, those 25 scientifically selected games will become PC gaming's most wanted. And by the way, we've got a lot more than 25 games to show you.
I just feel
we'll
if
also
you
be
want
revealing
to,
some of the awesome games on PC Gamer's very own wish list.
you know,
Not only that, we travelled far
grow a
from our
platform,
secret
you
lab
need
this
to
year
grow,
to
you
talk
need to focus
directly
on
to game
one or two.
developers at
That's
their
it.
studios. So we'll be bringing you a behind-the-scenes look at some of the exciting games they're creating. Right, get ready, because our biggest show ever is about to begin. Let's get this show started with our first look at some of the awesome games on the PC Gamer wishlist.
World premiere. Man, I've missed
The
Xbox
life
saying
of a
that.
merchant should be easy. Yours is not. And yet, you want more. You seek wealth. A golden future for your friends. Does your ambition meet no end? Tell me, little merchant, how much can you take?
Seems way too generic. But hey, it's coming to Xbox, so that's a good start. What is this? This is actually really cool. I actually like that.
Wow, that is 2 world premieres right out of the gate, and the show just started. This is what we do here, folks, and we don't have any plans to slow down.
Mate, it's everything a world premiere.
Good morning, crew. How is everyone doing today? Business as usual, it seems. Pirates inbound! We're out of juice! Hey, Captain. Is this an old friend of yours? That didn't go to plan now, did it? Let's load up and try again.
Nah.
In the shadowy depths of a forgotten laboratory where gadgets whir and whistle, a not-so-secret society of over 80 gaming luminaries gather for one purpose: to select PC
Soda
Gamer's
Man?
list
No.
of the top 25 most
God, I
highly
barely couldn't read that with
anticipated
my eyes being so
upcoming
tired today.
PC games.
I'm running on 3 hours of sleep.
Who is on this council?
I'm Bryan Majetic with Tripwire Interactive, and I'm on the council.
I'm Anna Demetrio. I'm a content creator and a voice actor, and I'm also a member of the council.
Hello, netizens. It is I, Day 9, a member of PC Gamer's Council with a capital C.
Hello, gamers. I'm Tanya Short, the lead of Kit Fox Games. I am in my 2nd year in the council.
Welcome, gamers. It's me, Die Hard Diva, horror enthusiast, content creator, and your newest member of the council.
Look, you can wishlist all of those council members.
Enough appetizers. Let's get
Chat,
to
do you
the
think we're
main
gonna get
course,
one
the
really
first
big
entry on
reveal?
our most wanted list. Remember, all the games on our list were selected and voted on by more than 80 industry experts. Here's the council's pick for number 25
I'm just asking
of
for
this
one.
year's most wanted countdown.
Do you think we're gonna get one?
Number 25. Judas.
It's Dash from Tech Radar Gaming. Back in 2007, BioShock blew everyone away by really pushing the envelope for video game storytelling. Now, Judas, which is coming from BioShock creative director Ken Levine, looks like it's going to do that all over again in 2025. You've got 3 conflicting characters on board a giant crumbling spaceship, where every decision affects the trajectory of the narrative. Which one are you going to side with? Whose ideals do you agree with? These are the kind of questions that I can't wait to sink my teeth into when it arrives. Of course, the story is just part of the picture, as it's also got an absolutely
Does anyone
kick-ass
remember
art
anything
direction
about
too.
Judas? Have we had
Everything from
anything
the
new?
ship's dilapidated halls to its colourful inhabitants just looks incredible. When you throw in legions of terrifying robots to defeat with a combat system that mixes guns and supernatural powers, there's an awful lot to get excited about.
Hey, what's everyone's thoughts on the
Number
race swap
24.
for the new
King
Harry
Floor
Potter
3.
series or movie? That's gonna go down
Hey
well,
everyone,
isn't
I
it?
wanted to take a moment and say thank you on behalf of everyone at Tripwire. A massive thank you to our fans, and thank you to PC
That's
Gamer.
gonna go down
To
real
be
well.
included in the 25 most wanted games of 2025 is an absolute honor. We're incredibly excited, flattered, honored. I'm just repeating words now, that's how excited I am. But we're excited and we wanted to say thank you. So we're going to show you an exclusive look at one of our classic Zeds reimagined for Killing Floor 3.
I hope not, Infinite. Judas actually looks like a really cool game. I'm really hoping it does well. I'd like to hope that these companies learn from other people's mistakes. They very rarely do, but there's always a chance. Mate, she is running for her dear life. She ain't even looking back. She's YOLO. Mate, she got some sixth sense as well. Why is she running for if she got that weapon? Wait, never mind. She only had like 3 bullets. That's why she was running.
Killing Floor 3 is utter co-op carnage, and I cannot wait to grab my friends and splatter some Zeds. Before we get
Bugalicious.
too deep into our most wanted list, I want to help you keep track of all the great games we're showing you today. Just head to our Steam page at pcgamer.com/wishlist and you'll find every game from today's show. Speaking of lists, let's scroll through PC Gamer's overstuffed wish list for something new. You've heard that money makes the world
if
go
you're
round,
big
and that's
Mad
triply
Mo,
true
if
in
you're
our
looking,
next game,
if you're talking
which
about the Harry
mixes
Potter
up
thing,
a fantasy
yeah,
city
they look
builder,
nothing
a
alike.
god game, and
Snape
a
looks
real-time
nothing
strategy,
like the new dude
all
that's
in
playing
the
him.
same pot. Here's Gold
Adam Driver
Adventure.
would have been the perfect
Gold.
pick. He would have been perfect. It's almost like Adam Driver was like the dude's brother or something. Also, Big Bad Mo, welcome back to the stream. Haven't seen you here for a while, but welcome as always. Nice to have you back. Wait, Infinite, now we're complaining that they look nice? Oh yeah, it went from a white dude to a black dude. Adam Driver was the perfect pick for that. I don't understand why they didn't pick him. Maybe he wasn't available. Ah, you're lurking. Well, don't be shy to say hello. I appreciate you nonetheless. Dexter's got a new show as well, hasn't he? But even though he's not actually playing as Dexter. So I've already lost interest in the series. I don't know, to me, these characters have kind of been ingrained in our heads on who they are. Just no reason to think. I've spoken to one person, Arthur. I'm not going to say what he said, but you'll see when it comes out. And no, just to reiterate, I did not get a review code, so I'll be playing it first time tomorrow. Do you guys want to hear a really fun fact? It's actually quite interesting. Music is really cool. The game looks fun too.
So Starlight Revolver is
It's
an ARPG
crazy,
like
right?
Diablo, but instead of
And
demons
this
and
isn't
monsters,
like
it's magical anime
throwing
girls
any
and
shade on the
minigames.
developers.
That's going to the top of my list. Up next, you know
But
how they say
Foam
take only
Stars has
pictures, leave only
outlived
footprints when you're
X-Defiant
going into
and
nature?
Concord.
Well, let's tweak that a tiny bit.
That's crazy.
To take every creature,
Everyone said
leave
Foam Stars had no
smoking
chance of
craters.
living.
Strap
And
on
yet
your
it's
jetpack,
outlived
grab your
two of
space
those
lasso, and
games.
prepare for revenge of
Who
the
would have
savage
thought
planet.
that that was going to happen? Someone actually told me that today. And I was like, you know what, you're not actually wrong. That's crazy.
From us. Kindred will rise.
It's still going though, right? Wait, it's ending support next year and they're doing a Nier Automata collaboration? Why do a Nier Automata collaboration if you're ending support next year? I haven't played Infinite Nikki, but I've heard it's really damn good. It's appealing to a certain audience, and apparently it does a really good job of it too. This is just Foam Stars with goo. Or not.
You tell Tweed to back off, or we are going to rain righteous fury down on him.
Ah, but the game is still going to be active. Then it still lives on. X-Defiant has closed down entirely, which is unfortunate. I feel sorry for them.
And on that day,
I think like
everything was
300
taken from us.
people lost their jobs at
So
X-Defiant
many lost. So much
at
effort
Ubisoft for that game, which is really
in
sad.
vain. All we had built, gone. Faded away. But beyond the destruction,
Especially at this time of the
frightened
year, just before
and
Christmas.
alone,
That's just horrible.
we found each other.
Alright, this looks interesting.
Now,
Don't
together,
disappoint me. I'm expecting
discovering new
photorealistic
horizons.
graphics, Star Citizen style combat, Starfield
Every
type
foundation laid.
exploration. Let's go.
Every spark ignited. Every connection made builds something new.
This is just a SimCity in space, isn't it?
Our journey led us to these stars. And from the fragments of the past...
Don't say that, Leaf.
we will forge a
You're breaking my
better,
heart already.
brighter tomorrow.
So too, yeah, this is the PC gaming show. Spacecraft, because StarCraft was copyrighted.
I wake to the warmth of the waxing salt sun, and before I draw breath, it sidewinds to the beetle moon. I muse on my many selves, think on the jewels I've loosened from the lime, and all the myriad forms space and time have lathed me to. I dream of the sky shelf and its cosmic tilt.
What?
The movers that ferried strangers across stellar gulfs and toward their numinous ends.
Is this sort of Spectrum?
The earth falls away to light and dust, and I dream no more. Now we become the specters that peopled the caves of Cud.
And before anyone thinks I'm being daft asking that question,
it's been a long time coming, but well worth
next
the wait.
week,
Caves of Cud is one of our favourite road
a
lights,
game
and its
comes
Broadway
out
release is out
for the
right now.
original Spectrum.
Next up, we've got...
Sorry to interrupt, but the council's
Someone has
default
made a game,
satellite is
a
picking up
racing game
transmission.
for Spectrum,
Like
and
it's
it
coming from the
releases
planet
next
Virgo in
week.
the Virgo constellation, 60 light years away.
I guess they wanted to
No, wait, scratch that. It's coming
outdo
from Los
Sony
Angeles.
PlayStation.
I've said it before. I'll say it again. That's 2 times I'm going to say it. Beverly Hills Cop refers to Billy Rosewood, not Axel Foley. In fact, Axel Foley says the line, Billy's a Beverly Hills Cop, 1 hour, 14 minutes, and 33 seconds into the first movie. Case closed.
Was that streamer, game developer, and PC gaming show host Sean Day9 Plot talking about Beverly Hills Cop?
Yes, to all of the above.
It should not be legal to call a meal a shrimp feast if it has less than 8 shrimp. That's not a feast. It's not even a fest.
Sean? Sean, hello.
Oh, Frankie, I didn't see you there. Oh, and disembodied voice of Amelia Tyler. I didn't hear you there either. Hi.
Sean, what are you doing exactly?
Well, I'm not hosting the PC gaming show Most Wanted this year, so I thought, why not explore other art forms? You know, outside of
These skits are so
seductively
cringe.
into a camera while I talk about video games.
These
So
skits are
now
so
you're a movie
cringe.
blogger and shrimp critic.
We prefer the term shrimp journalist.
Infinite, you heard me right.
Will you
Next week,
promise to
a
leave
Spectrum
movies
game
and
comes
shrimp
out.
alone if I let you talk about a video game while looking into a camera?
Oh, golly, do you mean it, Dr.
A
Ward?
brand new Spectrum
Well, why
game.
not? Just make sure the viewers know I'm the star of the show.
Oh, really, Woodpit? That is really sad.
Number 23, Control 2.
Now, I know we all like working from home, but there's one office we all long to return to, the Federal Bureau of Control. We're still a little light on the details of Remedy Entertainment's Control 2, but if you've played Control 1, you know why I'm excited. Control 1 had brilliant execution on some familiar third-person action mechanics, except it took kind of a mysterious SCP Foundation-style twist with telekinetic mastery, flinging objects at enemies.
Yeah, I think
and
everyone
more
is saying,
importantly, a brilliantly realized world with mystery around every corner.
My dude.
Control is the kind of game that even for someone like me that doesn't play a lot of shooter games, I couldn't wait to keep learning more about the world and what Remedy had created. And so, if you're like me, we're all dying to return to the oldest house for some more telekinetic fun.
Here's one for your wish list. In Crescent County,
What was
witches
the
go
point in
high-tech
even
with
showing
jet-powered
Control
motor
2?
rooms in a life sim and racing game that delivers itself to number
With
22
no footage.
on our most wanted list. Crescent County.
Mate, these are the games that
Hello
PC
and welcome
gamers
to
are
this
desperately
very narrow
looking
green
forward
screen where we'll say a huge
PC
thank
gaming
you
must
for
be
voting
down
Crescent
bad,
County one of PC Gaming Show's most wanted for 2024.
saying.
Ever since we announced this
PC
summer, the
gaming
reception's been incredible.
is
It's been
down
amazing to see all the fan art
And fan fiction.
and all the fan music.
And honestly, just seeing the reception, meeting people at Comic-Con and spending time seeing people resonate with the
serious?
core concepts of Crescent County, like making deliveries, racing your
Hey,
friends, and
Nunya.
kissing them on the mouth.
We can't wait to show
Sappho,
you
you
a bit more of the
absolutely
game.
should.
A lot of the cool modifications you can make to
I
your
don't know how
broom,
it's going to
all the
run
cool
on the
little
Pro,
shortcuts
considering
around the island.
PSSR
And all the
is
general mischief
just
that you can
not
get
working
into too.
well.
So if that sounds like
But
your vibe,
hopefully it
we'd
runs
love it
well.
if you could join us on the Discord. We've got something in the works we're very excited about, but we also really want to show people more about the process of game dev as we think it's really important.
So yeah, follow us on social media, and we hope we can get this in your hands very soon.
Thank
I
you
love
so
the
much.
first Control.
Thank you.
Control was a great
Bye.
game.
Yeah, sorry, we totally changed our minds. Our first playtest is going to be on Steam and Itch on the 8th of December.
1, you're an outlaw. 2, you have your own spaceship. 3, you have a misfit crew to manage. Do I even need to go on? Cyberpunk RPG Citizen Sleeper 2 Starwood Vector rolls a handful of dice and lands at number 21 on our most wanted list.
No. Nunya, it's not the CPU. It's not the CPU. It just... If PSSR is asked to upscale from 720 to 1080 or 1440p, it will do a really good job. If you tell it to upscale from 720 to 4K, it's going to do a very bad job, and that's what you're seeing. Because it's trying to up... There's no hard flaw. They just need to implement a hard flaw so developers can't go below 1080p. If it goes below 1080p, then it should just switch to the base PS5 model.
I think the thing that I'd
And
really
then
want to
just
emphasize
do
with
what the
Citizen
PS5
Sleeper
does.
2 is that it is a narrative
And then
game,
anything
and
from
it is
1080p and
all
above
about meeting characters,
can enable
and there's
PSSR.
a lot of text involved, a lot
It's
of
the
reading,
sub
but actually
1080p that's
it really
killing
is
PSSR.
a
It
role-playing
just- it
game,
just
and in
can't
Citizen Sleeper 2 especially,
upscale it.
that means that your choices
tech
and the
isn't
way
ready.
that you decide to use the dice rolls and the way you react to your luck and your fate in the game is really, really important. You have to deal with bad luck all the time, with failure, with stress, and all of these things, and I think that's what makes the game really exciting and engaging. I think the thing that I'm trying to do differently with Citizen
For
Sleeper
example,
2
Gran
is
Turismo 7
really
running on
emphasize
4K
the mechanical aspects of the
looks a
role-playing.
lot
I think
better
the
than
first
it running
game
at
did a
8K,
really good job for players
because it's
who
taking
are
that
really into
2K
role-playing, but I
resolution or
think
whatever
for the
it
second
is,
game I wanted to have much more
or
mechanical
4K,
elements
and then
supporting that.
upscaling
So
The moment you
new
upscale,
dice
you lose
system,
quality.
the new stress system, glitching your dice, breaking your dice, all of these structures, they kind of create much more gameplay around the body of the sleeper, what it means to be like an android whose body is falling apart because they're escaping.
That's
the
why I'm
corporation
Happy
that
Infinite.
made
I
them.
got
You're
mine for
really
$100.
getting to see that in the mechanics, but also in the story. This way that the sleeper
I
is
would
really
be
struggling
royally
with this very
pissed if
human
I paid
thing,
$700
which
for
is
it.
this strange
Not even
unknowability
lying.
of our own
I
bodies.
would-
that
I
they
would
are
be
both
very
something
upset.
that we are, and they're
I
integral.
don't
to who
understand
we are
how
as people.
anyone
But
is
they're also
defending
something
it.
we don't exactly know how they work all the
The
time.
first
We don't know
defense
what
that
they're
they
doing
say
all
is,
the time. We
well,
just
it's
kind of
better
feel
than an
their effects.
Xbox.
Qualities
And I'm
that I
like,
really tried to bring into Citizen Sleeper 2 and maintain.
It's also better than
even
a
though
Nintendo
you've got the crew, you've got the
8-bit.
ship, you're traveling around. It's kind
But
of
I
like
don't
a
see you
human
comparing
scale
it to
sci-fi,
that.
and really the intimacy with
You
the
know, it's
characters,
also
but also
better
the
than,
intimate
you know, the
quality
Sega
of
Saturn.
the writing and
Or the original
experience of kind of
PlayStation.
being in the body. It's kind of almost like a
Even
kind of
better than
emotional
an Ouya.
realism that the game tries to have. So I think
But I don't
that's
see you
been really
comparing
important.
it to that. Why
Working
not?
on a sequel.
I mean,
is
if we're going to start
definitely a
comparing it to
different
stuff
kind
that
of
are half
challenge
the
to working on
value,
an original game. You know, the game is already in the world. It already has fans. People have
It's like
expectations.
completely
and when you're
and
adding new
utterly
ideas,
brain
you're kind
dead
of thinking all the time
responses.
about the audience. Oh, they're going to
Like,
love it when they get to this bit. When
at
they
this
see
point,
this.
I might as well compare
especially,
a
like, having
4090 to a
returning
PS5 Pro. I
characters
mean,
and having things
what's the
happen in
difference
same
to what they're
universe has
doing?
been really exciting to just know that I'm dropping all these little golden pieces
They just
and moments that will
don't.
connect to people.
They just don't ask for better.
Feels
They're just willing
really
to accept
special
any
to
slot that's given
still
to
be
them.
telling this story through the PC Gaming Show and to be voted one of the most wanted games. I think because when we had that first wake-up sleeper moment on the PC Gaming Show, it was the first moment of kind of like putting it
PSSR
out
is
in the
hardware.
public eye and having people react to it. I really wasn't sure people would love the game.
And especially because I was experimenting with taking ideas from outside of games, from tabletop games, and bringing them into games. And it turns out everyone was like, yes, this is something we really like. We really want you to do this. And so, yeah, it became really important to me.
I mean, just recently, I finished Stellar Blade. I got to the last save point.
I hope you enjoyed this look
I tried
at
to
Citizen
back up
Sleeper
my
2,
save onto a
which
memory
is the
card.
game on Steam,
I
and
mean,
will
I've
be
got
coming out in early 2025.
premium, so I wanted to back up my save onto a memory stick, right? You can't do it.
If you're keeping score, we've just revealed our first
If you try
5
to
most
restore
wanted
that
games.
single
At
save,
number 25, we had
it wipes out
breaking through
all
with
your
more guns
saves
and gore than
and
ever
replaces it
before.
with that
It's
single
Killing
one.
Floor 3 at number
You physically
24.
can't back up a
Control
single
2
save.
warps to number 23. Crescent County
So I
charms
had
its way
to
into number 22, and
post it to the
Citizen Sleeper
cloud,
2 Star Wars Vector
disable
takes launch
autosave
at
to the
number
cloud,
21.
and do it that way
Right.
so I could get the
Let's
two
get
alternate
back to our
endings.
wish list for our next game. We couldn't afford to
Such
take
a
a rocket into the distant regions of deep space, so we did the next
Why don't
best
they
thing.
ask for better?
We took a trip to ISA to talk to the makers of space survival MMO Eve Frontier.
Eve Frontier is a survival game set in space, with a focus on self-reliance, moment-to-moment gameplay, and unlocking third-party development with an inclusive business model. I think
Lots of people
bordering
feel
on
like that,
survival
Ninja.
horror almost in this huge,
Lots
vast,
do.
empty universe with the rotting vestiges of an old civilization that
It'll be
grew too
interesting
large
to
and
see if
eventually
after Christmas
collapsed.
he
We're
still has a
focusing
job.
really on the exploration. They'll be able to go vast distances, and in order to do so, they'll really have to prepare for that journey. They'll have to take resources with them. They might be able to survive out in the cold, in the wilderness. There'll be places where people choose to gather because there's an abundance
I
of
suspect
natural
they're gonna
resources,
get rid of him
much like
quietly.
in our real life. We expect people to do the same with their digital civilizations. The combat in Eve Frontier is more focused on moment-to-moment gameplay, where what you see in the space scene around you really matters. With occlusion and line-of-sight mechanics, you might not know what's behind the next rock, you might not know who is waiting for you, or perhaps how many reinforcements they have when you're setting your trap. It means the action's a little bit faster, more decisions that you have to make in the heat of the moment with imperfect information, and that will lead to some emergent gameplay I'm absolutely sure of.
When you are in space and you're flying around, just feel like you're just a small speck trying to navigate your way through this vast expanse of an ancient relic of a civilization that was there before you. Using blockchain technology also lets us open up this universe to a layer where other players will be able to modify and co-create this universe with us.
CCP's always worked with third-party developers. It's part of what makes EVE Online so good at what it does, and we have just taken that and amplified it with EVE Frontier. It's open source, and that means that you can go in and you can program directly into the game with our Smart Assemblies features.
Smart assemblies are structures in space that you as a player will be able to modify using code that you are writing and then deploying onto the blockchain.
You can think of it kind of like modding on a traditional game. You can play the original game as it came. You can then start getting truly independent third-party mods. And finally, you can actually build your own if you set up all the development environments and really get into the nitty-gritty.
Some of the things we've seen players do in our earlier playtests include building a self-functioning tournament system, automated markets. We had gates that people were building to rebuild the universe itself. The scope is really endless with what they can do.
But rest assured, you will not need to have any knowledge of coding if all you want to do is to just
Hey, the new
explore
Xbox
and
has
play
2
in the
terabytes.
frontier. In the frontier, everything is underpinned by digital physics.
Yeah, this
Very
is-
much in the
this is
same way
pretty
that
cool.
when we're walking around, when we are throwing things, putting glasses on tables, we don't think about how gravity is pulling us down. Within the
So,
virtual
chat,
universe
apparently,
that we're creating together on eFrontier,
the
blockchain
whole
is that physics layer that
play
helps us to
anywhere,
enshrine
this is
these
an
things to
Xbox?
make sure that they are beyond anyone's touching.
That was
even ours at
masterminded by
CCP.
Sarah
When we
Bond.
were building EVE Online, we decided to build
built on top of a database.
How does
Our
everyone
choice
feel
of a
about it?
database was hotly contested, at least in this community of people making MMO-like games. And never did we really position the game. EVE Online, the first database game. And
No
we're
one
not
cares
really
about EVE
looking
Online.
to do that with eFrontier either. It is not really a blockchain game.
If you
no
actually
more
want me to
than
put the
it is a
volume back up, I
database
will.
game. We're
But I
just
thought
being
while
very
this is
explicit about it.
talking about stuff no
It is
one's
a
interested in, we can cover some
Either
news
way, it does
in between
use
the
many
rubbish.
stuff. A blockchain is involved, for sure. But it's more about the fact that it is distributed and not centralized.
Let me show you
This
the
is more
thing,
like a
so
peer-to-peer
you
system
see it.
where everyone can mod their server state.
So
in
according to
accordance
Tomorrow's
to
Notepad,
digital
Microsoft's
physics we have enshrouded
Sarah
into
Bond
the
has
world.
staked her
An example of digital
professional
physics could be as
reputation
simple as
on the
item locality.
idea of
If an item
Xbox
exists, it
being
has a
everywhere
location, it cannot
across
be messed
multiple
around with.
platforms
Other
and
examples are
devices,
that every action has some
which
sort of
means
energy cost.
Xbox
For example, if
going
you've
the
mined
way it
asteroid
has
or you've mined the player who was
was
mining the
pretty much
asteroid
her
with
idea.
guns. Suddenly you've got resources, and that has cost you some sort of energy to do that. It's something that means that you can't just perpetually fly around forever without eventually.
Hey,
running
look,
out of
if
energy.
I
You will
can
need
get
to
my
stop and
hands
do something.
on the
That
X-Real
makes the
1
universe feel
Pros,
substantially
that
bigger
will be an
than
Xbox.
Infinite free travel, for example.
I will make sure it's an Xbox. I will have it plastered on. This is an Xbox.
The environments themselves are influenced by these, giving completely different types of gameplay. And
Bullets,
this means that
not
there'll
yet.
be different areas of space that feel very different to play in and have
I
very
feel
different
kind of happy I
effects and
didn't buy the
resources, and threats, of course.
X-Real 2 Pros,
Our motto is we
considering
create virtual worlds more meaningful than
the
real life. And EVE Online has been running for more than 22 years now, and it's
One
a
Pro
virtual
just got
world
announced.
that thousands and thousands of people choose to inhabit and find very real meaning in. We want to build.
Yeah,
the
they need
future
to
such
skip
that
past
as
this real
time goes
quick.
on and it becomes
Like, they're
more and more
spending way too
decentralized,
much time
people who actually choose to inhabit
on EVE
and
Online that
find
no one
meaning
cares
in
about.
this virtual world
I mean, I'm
can
sure it's
control
got
it
like
in such
the
an
free
extent
players
it
that do,
can't
but
be shut off. They choose to be here.
they need to move on.
Live here in this virtual world. They should have a say in it. And eventually, the true long-term goal with open sourcing the Carbon development platform, the ownership of the game itself will essentially reside in the citizens of the frontier.
And considering
We're really excited for
she's
you
the
to
one
join
that
us
won
on the
ABK,
frontier. To get your hands on founder
it
access
actually
packs,
now
which
makes
are
sense
available
that
right
Phil
now,
probably
head
didn't
on
have
over
much
to
of a say
eFrontier.com.
in the direction that Xbox was going. Which also kind of makes sense why every response he gives doesn't make sense, because he might actually be kept out of the loop.
PC Gamer and 2K have partnered together for a historic event, the Civilization
That's
7
actually,
Across the Ages sweepstakes.
I
Thousands
gave
of
up
fans
listening to them.
voted
Why
on
so
the
serious?
Civilization age they were most
That's why I
excited to
started
see
talking about some
recreated
news.
into a custom,
I've got like 3 or 4
one-of-a-kind
pieces of
PC.
news
The
that
choices were antiquity,
I want to
exploration,
cover
and
throughout
modern,
the stream.
and your voices were heard loud and clear. The winner was the modern age. Over the course of the next few months leading up to the launch of Sid Meier's Civilization 7 on February 11th, PC Gamer, in partnership with 2K Games, will be building this unique PC and giving it away to one very lucky sweepstakes winner. The winner will also receive a $2,500 travel voucher so they can...
No, I said
visit
it
the wonder of the
started
world
in
before
45
building it
minutes.
in Civilization 7. And even if you didn't win, we'll be releasing a video showing exactly how this beautiful Civilization 7 PC was built, so you'll still get to watch Civ history in the making. Great games come from anywhere. That's the motto of publisher Midwest Games, and to prove it, they're showing off not one, but 2 of their upcoming titles. Let's open up PC Gamer's wishlist again for mystical action adventure.
Well, Ninja,
The
there
Legend
is
of
some
Abu,
news that
and
might
the world
actually
premiere of Wild West Souls-like
make
Two
you
Water.
change your mind.
My dearest child, this island offers everything you may need in your precious life.
Oh, what's
Vast
this?
forests, roaring rivers, and mountains of rock and ice.
Chat, this is Game of the Year material right
You are
here.
old enough now to know that for
Well, he
every bit
died.
of
That's
goodness
the
in
end of
this
the game.
world, an opposing force exists.
We already saw the end of the game
In the
before it
heat of
started.
the earth resides a darkness you cannot fathom. Demons as old as time, my child. Do not doubt, even a light like yours can be tempted by the dark. You must always choose good. And that I know you will. Sepe, be resilient.
Well done today.
Be
yeah.
resourceful. Be brave, my son. Stay in the light.
That was a
With Babu by
perfect,
your
perfect
side.
parents' evening.
And may the magic of this island protect us all.
So, chat, I went to parents' evening today with for my daughter, We're sitting there, everyone takes like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, getting completely scolded by the teachers.
Tell
Me and my daughter go sit down. We sit down for like a maximum of 2 minutes. Generally, it's like a minute, which they literally tell us she's amazing, she's doing well, I really have no complaints, I don't have anything else to add. She just needs to keep on doing what she's doing and everything's going to be good. I had 2 hours of teachers to see. We ended up going through all of them in like half an hour. Because they just had nothing to add because she did so well.
And it won't be long until you succumb to the madness.
Yeah, I was well chuffed.
From the
Sony did have a
American
showcase,
Midwest, we
Dean.
now take you to
Just
Amsterdam to catch up with
not
Brendan
online.
Green, creator of the most played
They went
game
back
on
and started
Steam
replaying their
ever,
remasters.
PUBG. Green's next project somehow sounds even bigger than that. He's creating a simulated planet that's the size of an actual planet. Let's head to his studio, PlayerUnknown Productions, to get a little tiny glimpse of the big new world they're building.
When I first announced Prologue, I was trying to make a larger open world experience than most people had made. And we found a way to do that using machine learning technology, using natural Earth data to generate these worlds from latent space. And
What do you mean, Seth?
essentially
You mean like
reinvented
this?
how you create these worlds.
And
We have a
today
3-game plan, and
we
it's about iteration for us. It's starting small with
conquer
Prologue, which is prototype for an idea.
everything.
We'll use early access to build on that and make it into a full product. It allows you to have a new map to play on every time you press play. A large 8x8 map where we have put a simple survival loop, get from one side of the map to the other side of the map with some difficult weather along the way.
It's not just raining and moody.
Why
It's not just an
on-
aesthetic thing. It's not just that the player is cold and wet.
What is
Suddenly
this
now,
game?
oh wait, mud forms, rivers can go up. If you die, that's it.
We're also working on Melba, which is our in-house engine. We're putting this into the hands of the community in something we're calling Preface Undiscovered World. It's a very simple experiment where we have an Earth-scale planet and some simple systems to allow you to explore it.
I don't believe in
I mean,
technology
I had
developed in vacuum.
very low
It's why we
expectations,
have
PC gamer.
Preface, which is more
You
about
made
attacking
it.
the
You've
scale,
actually
so we
managed
attack the
to,
problem from
exceed that.
both ends. Preface, it's
Okay, let's move
already
on
on
to the
Steam,
next
so
story
you
that I
can go
have in
there
mind
and
because
download
no one
Preface and
cares.
discover the world.
I really want to involve the community early on because this is going to be a 5 or
So
10
for those of you that are playing Indiana Jones and the Great Circle Early Access, just know that if you paid for the $100 edition, you're not getting any ray tracing at all. No ray tracing. That arrives with the day 1 patch. So if you play it and complete it within the first 3 days, you will not get any ray tracing. Even if your machine can handle it, it's disabled until the day 1 patch. It won't include full ray tracing, according to Tom Warren. That's crazy.
Oh, hey, didn't see you there. So you're interested in becoming a war mage? You think you've got what it takes?
The day 1
Protecting the
patch
Rift
should be
is just
released on the
something
6th.
brave war mages
Should be
like
released
me
now.
are born to do.
There's no reason
We
not
do
to
it for
release the
good
day 1
reason.
patch now.
Trust me, when these green and uglies gets through, baby eating, town pillaging, loitering, it's a whole thing. Anyway, when you can't get old Maxi,
I
no
did.
one protects the Rift better than
You know, the
these
4
war
people with a 4090 is going to definitely want to play it.
They're awesome. Must have had a good teacher. Each one of them's got their own special war mage powers. Like this. Or this. Whoa, look at that. They even have their own unique weapons and traps. But as you can see, it's not just one trap they're working with. It's a whole lot.
I don't know,
of
that
traps.
game doesn't even look that
They even
graphically
get to make
demanding.
themselves stronger during missions.
I
How
must
much
be
more
missing
powerful
something.
can 1 to 4
But that game
war
don't
mages
even look
get?
that graphically
And once
demanding.
the dirty work is done, these brave warriors relax in the safety of the Order Fortress. Here you can buy and upgrade traps, improve your weapons and abilities, or select the next mission and head into battle. When choosing where to fight, you'll want to pay attention to the rift distortions, the weather, and even the time of day. All these things can change the way every mission plays. You know, looking at these war mages really gets me thinking. They're pretty good, but let me show you how it's really done.
This is somehow bad. Oh, serious. That's savage. Oh, this isn't coming to PlayStation.
A lot of orcs. But luckily, you've got loads of new ways to kill them. And this time you can play with up to 4 of your friends. Orcs Must Die Death Trap springs into action in early 2025. Do not go anywhere, because we've got a lot more great new games to see as our most wanted countdown continues.
That's a lot of money for computer.
Number 20. Perfect Dark.
The Perfect Dark gameplay trailer looked amazing, but that's not the only reason I'm excited about it. Look, I'm an old school gamer, so retro N64 GoldenEye is one of my favorite shooters ever.
I'm
We're
actually
talking
playing
the characters,
GoldenEye
the
right
level
now.
designs, the
Well,
missions.
not the second,
that
but
game is immaculate. But
I
I missed
started,
out on
the one that
Rare's
was on
next
Xbox.
treat, Perfect Dark, and I was always intrigued by the lead protagonist Joanna Dark, and I loved the whole alien conspiracy thing. Seeing Perfect Dark's fluid gameplay, Joanna's traversal, which is giving me mirror edge
Hey, you don't believe
vibes,
me
and
about,
stunning graphics, and it's just giving a
thing?
perfect blend.
Don't check out my
and that's
achievements.
where I'm
I
hyped.
jumped off the dam just yesterday. That's fair, dude. Laptops are going to charge more, but at least they're portable. You know, sometimes I wonder, you know, who was more high? The guy that pitched the idea for games like that, or the one that actually accepted the pitch? Because one of them has to be really high. Or maybe both.
Nox has landed. Our eyes see everything.
There's no way a sane person is going to go in there with that idea.
A warrior like you is always a part of the holy flock.
It's like, let's just wait until our boss is completely and utterly whacked out.
Yeah, I'll help in a sec.
Hardware destroyed.
At least it's an RTS game.
God protects me.
Fire mission underway.
Neutralized. Rip it apart.
But yes, by the way, chat, I am
Death
fully
takes
aware
my
that next week,
enemies.
Thursday, the Game Awards start at 12:30. Well, I guess it starts on Friday for me, 12:30 in the morning. So for Thursday, I'm not going to start around 8. I'm probably going to start around midnight, so about 4 hours later than normal, because we'll be streaming the whole of the Game Awards, which will probably finish at around 4 AM my time. So hopefully I'll see a bunch of you there. You might want to. I'm going to have tons of energy drink with me. Mate, who needs Red Bull when you got the cheap stuff called Charge? You need like 4 of these cans to make 1 Red Bull. I mean, they're cheap for a reason, right? It was the same last year. Gorsty. It was the same last year. The difference was, last year when I streamed it, I had to wake up 2 hours later to get back to work. This year, I'm off on holiday, so I can just go to bed and not wake up. Oh, shite. I am going to have to wake up because I have to drive my daughter to school. Nah, I'm just going to pay for the cab. She can take a cab. Hey, Zrog. I can't drink Monster. Monster is the only brand I can't drink. I don't know what it is about Monster, but I literally cannot drink Monster. It's the only energy drink that gives me stomach cramps.
There's nothing more important than family. And who would know that better?
Has
than
anyone
the
heard of
makers
an energy
Mafia
drink
Country?
brand called Poggers?
Here's a message from the developers at Hangar 13 that you can't refuse. Number 18, Mafia, the
Leaf, I
Old
can't drink
Country.
any Monster.
Hi everyone, we are hard at work right now at Hangar 13, finishing up Mafia, the Old Country, and we can't wait to share more details with you, but we wanted to say thank you so much for voting for us. We really appreciate it. Thanks. Thank you. Thank you.
So I don't even know if they're real or not. I got approached by one called Poggers.
Number 17, June Awakening.
Hi everybody, my name's Joel Bylos and I'm the Chief Creative Officer on June Awakening here at Funcom. And I'm here to express a heartfelt thank you for us being on your most wanted list. 2024 has been a huge year for June. From the movie in the beginning, to our first gameplay reveal in the middle of the year, and now our huge ongoing beta, where
Yes,
thousands
Chille.
of players are battling it out on a
17
racket.
more!
Now, if you aren't there already, the best way to get in
Yeah, me
is to go to
neither,
our
Leafstorm.
website
That's why
and
I was
wishlist
very
June
hesitant to
Awakening on
respond
Steam.
back to them.
And we look forward to seeing you when the game launches.
With so many
in
people
early
being hacked
2025.
every day now, I'm so wary of it.
Wow, I have never been so excited about crash landing in a desert. It was lovely to hear from the folks at Funcom, and I am definitely looking forward to exploring Arrakis in 2025. PC Gamer wants to know what you think, and since we can't read your minds, not legally anyway, follow the link on your screen to take the PC Gaming Show viewer survey. Trust me, it's much easier than trying to communicate with us telepathically.
Welcome, new games tester. You're on the brink of an unforgettable experience in the A-level testing program. Imagine a reality that feels limitless, worlds brought to life by bleeding-edge immersive technology.
We are legally obliged to mention that the program has a 68% survival rate.
But how about we take a look at some employee benefits awaiting you as a valued tester?
But I don't
Full
test for
dental
free.
coverage, social office atmosphere, personal medical insurance, work from
Okay,
home
do you know what? At least
opportunities,
I've got a sense of humour.
generous bonus scheme,
This reminds me where I work.
the eventual total dissolution of your ability to discern the virtual from the
Not going to lie to you, this is worse than I expected.
See, even they agree this is worse than they expected.
And we are the dirt.
This is going to be so popular, I can already see it.
That they had gone this far.
If it could have gone worse, I don't see how. Maybe you can get us out of here.
Maybe they overestimate us. Maybe not. This was the last thing I expected, but now we're here. We must do something. I hate to think what will happen if we fail.
Abiotic factor.
As someone who definitely works in a secret underground science lab, I sure am glad we've never had a containment breach like in Abiotic Factor.
Warning. Containment breach like in Abiotic Factor. All scientists are at risk of exposure, or worse, talking about what they've witnessed. You know how scientists love to gossip.
Sounds serious. I better check the employee manual. Okay, let's see. Interdimensional invasion protocols, Skynet's self-awareness failsafes. Did you know Jorts are banned on casual Fridays?
Don't lose focus.
Right, okay, here we go. What to do in the event of a containment breach. Activate scenario Epsilon.
Confirmed. Dispatching covert agents to mind-wipe scientists.
Crisis averted. Oh, but how do we keep those covert agents quiet? For phase 2, enable
bad,
Operation Larkspur.
Dispatching Black Ops specialists to tranquilize covert agents.
But now the Black Ops specialists?
Releasing mutated weaponized bees to eradicate Black Ops.
This is so bad.
This is gonna take a while.
Why? Why?
You said escape was impossible, but somehow a test subject got out of the trial environment. But what concerns me is she hasn't tried to escape the facility. Oh, she's here. Somewhere behind the walls. In the ceiling. Planning what is the question. And God help us when we find out.
Wait for my word. Be ready. They're gonna pay for what they did to us.
Steve will be happy about this one.
Releasing nano-terminators to eradicate teleporting anacondas. Sentient acid deployed to eat through nano-terminators. Cloning janitors to clean up sentient acid. Releasing zombie virus to eliminate cloned janitors. Importing scientists to cure zombie outbreak. Releasing more things.
Wait. We're back to just having scientists in the lab again, right? Can't we just stop here?
But the next one is really fun and super gross.
I'm tempted, but we should probably get on with the show.
Fine. You know, you used to be cool.
Can't I just skip all this stuff?
Let's get out of the lab.
And just get
and
the
into
gaming
a place
stuff.
where nothing terrible has ever happened. A magic school for children. Here is number 16 on our most wanted list.
Mate, it's been 15 minutes and you've only gone past. What?
Number 16, Witchbrook.
No!
Even though we don't know a huge amount about Witchbrook right now, it is
It's
definitely
been like
a
20
game worth
minutes.
keeping on your wish list if you love things like
And it
Stardew
went from
Valley,
17
Potion
to
Permit,
16.
any sort of life sim meets social RPG. In this game,
And it
we
looks
are the
like
resident
shit
witch
too.
of Mossport, which is the town the game is set in. But instead of just being thrown in with no idea what to do, we enroll in Witchbrook itself, which is this cool, edgy sort of magic college that helps us develop our skills as the resident witch. So during this time, I imagine we'll be learning new spells, just learning how to harness our abilities, all of this fun stuff. while also developing relationships with the town folk to complete little missions, little deliveries, all sorts of stuff that is perfect for anyone who's looking for the next sort of cozy-ish game.
Big news.
With a little bit of edge to it. During
Translated,
the stage with these
the
people,
Disney filter, Zach Fair, commented that Marvel's Wolverine would extend at the end of 2025 on PS5 and contributed to an exclusivity of 6 months. The game could go on Xbox Series in spring of 2026.
This is the next cozy game worth keeping an eye on because it certainly looks that way right now.
Wolverine
Up,
on Xbox 2026 spring.
Because we've got a lot more new games to show you. Take a look.
You're not buying it.
The robots began the impossible. They changed. They grew. They began to feel.
To be honest, Sony doesn't really get a say in it. What Disney wants, Disney gets.
You must shut it down. Or set it free.
Oh, that went down the wrong hole.
Robot said nothing. Wish lists now.
Wait, the one game that actually looked good, I'm dying. And I missed it.
What the hell happened to these people?
Please, oh God, help me.
What the hell have you people been doing down here? I thought you said there weren't any more survivors.
Nothing's changed. We stick to the plan.
Place is falling apart. Water's flooding in.
Oh, this looks good.
Stay away from the water. They come from the water.
The deepest fear.
Deepest fear there. Once again proving that going to the bottom of the ocean always results in monsters. At least you can stop holding your breath for the next game on our most wanted list. We had to wait for more than a decade, but the beloved series is finally back. Kick flipping into number 15 on our list, here's Skate.
Mate, trust it for PlayStation to release themes that actually are super
Number
cool
15. Skate.
for a limited time only. Like, who does that? I bet you they turn around and end up charging people for those themes.
I'm Jeff Seamster, head of
They're going to bring them
Creative
back in the
Full
future
Circle, and I
update
wanted
and
to
charge
stop
you
by
for
to
it.
say how thrilled we are to have Skate named as one of the games you're most excited about. We're pretty excited too, and with early access coming in 2025, we can't wait to get all of you skating the streets of San Amsterdam. A huge thank you to everyone involved in choosing Skate as one of your most anticipated
there's
titles,
been a
and for
few.
all of your continued support for our game. I'm really proud of what we've accomplished so far,
Deep
and we
Fear
couldn't
looks
do it
cool.
without all of you.
The new
We're so
Outlaws
grateful to our
looks alright.
community of fans, new and old, and to the Skate insiders who have joined us on this wild ride. Thank you again from all of us at Full Circle, and we'll see you in Sandvan.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, PC Gaming Show.
Thank you, Skate
E-Ranks exactly
We are
that.
just as
Exactly
excited
that.
as you are.
If Disney
Thank
wants
you.
it, they're going to get
Can't
it.
wait to skate with you in
Period.
San Amsterdam.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. I'm so stoked to play with everyone.
And considering how much money Disney is bleeding right now, they want as much return as they can possibly get.
You came
Isla
to the
looks good too
trials
as well.
driven by great ambitions.
There was the other game,
Many
right?
changed
That
you
kind
for
of
and several
really
elemental
cool
masters, each
kind of.
wielding great powers. Taught you
I
the
don't know.
secrets
It had
of
that
the
cool music to it. I can't remember what it's called though.
You think you have seen much, but you have seen nothing. You have yet to set foot in the towering peaks that guard a forsaken castle.
How's it going,
a
Tarnish?
realm under the dominion of the king and queen of turmoil. If you still dream of becoming
Sony
the
doesn't
wizard
own
of
Spider-Man.
legend,
They only own Spider-Man movie rights, not the game rights.
your journey in the trials has only just begun.
I played Immortal 33. It's a good game. I really enjoyed what I played.
It's not a great idea to follow the instructions of a mysterious
But you do kind of
disembodied
need to,
voice.
like,
Unless
you go
it's
into
my
some of the dungeons and you really need a lot of people.
Visit
Unfortunately, the closed test that I
wishlist
played,
for the PC gaming show Most Wanted Steam page,
there wasn't enough people.
where you'll find all the great games from today's show in one convenient place. Now, back to the show.
Hey, Clark. No, they haven't. They did have another show earlier where they showed a bunch of games. So this is the most wanted. The most wanted 25 games with
the Scots,
new trailer reveals.
proud and braver, gather to reclaim their land.
The main show was earlier. I missed that one. It was 5 hours ago.
Thrums the highlands quailed. Under siege, the mother's lament wailed. And when at last the chaos of battle did ring, when at last their freedom they would bring, through blood, fury, and bone, their legends would sing, and they would fight the sorrow, while fell the tears of metal.
Avowed will have it showing, yeah.
8:05. Time to dump the waste.
Well, working class
Sup,
Joe.
Weapon X?
Should have picked a different career path. It's all down from here.
Is that tight enough?
Please
don't. Don't what?
They're all parasites. Humanity can do anything. Look what that gave us.
I didn't. What you did. Otherwise you wouldn't be here.
Enjoy the view with your friends.
Considering, apparently Spider-Man made $3.8 billion for them in revenue, I guess indefinitely they're going to try and hold off it.
Number 14, Project 007.
Oh, we haven't really heard
We
much
know
about
close to O about Project 007 at this point, but I have absolute, complete, and total faith that it's going to be a standout success. I mean, there is not one studio I would trust more in making a spy game than Danish developer IO Interactive, best known for the Hitman games. I mean, you could take the Dartmoor level of Hitman 3, mod James Bond into it rather than Agent 47, and you'd pretty much have a perfect demo for what Project 007 should look like, in my opinion. What we do know is that it's a Bond origin story, so that's right, we may finally find out why James Bond likes martinis shaken and not stirred.
I think Project 007 is a perfect fit for IO Interactive, and I'm not just saying that because our scientists are part of the same union as James Bond's tech-savvy engineers.
I think since
Revolutionary
2020.
technology, experimentation, illegal genetic testing. Our friends at Intel may not approve of everything
So
we
4
get up
years.
to down here 10 miles underground, but they do share our passion for innovation. Let's hear what Intel's been working on for our gaming rigs.
This is the new CPU that they're releasing, right? Ultra.
It's Snacks, and I'm going to show you just how easy it is to build your very first PC. First thing you're gonna need is, of course, your processor. Today we're using the Intel Core i5-14600K, and then you're gonna want your cooling for your processor and for your entire build. So we're going air cool for our processor, and we also have our fans, which we're gonna be installing in the case. As for our graphics card and motherboard, shout out to ASRock for providing us with these parts. For the graphics card, we do have the Intel Arc A770.
Anyone
and
interested
for the motherboard,
in
we have
any of
the
this before I
Nova. And then you're going
jump
to want
into
to have
another
your RAM,
story?
your storage, and of course, a power supply unit. The first thing that we're going to be doing is we're going to be installing the processor. So we are using an ASRock Z790 Nova motherboard. Now this is compatible for the 12th, 13th, and 14th gen processors from Intel, which will make it easier if you guys want to upgrade in the future. The good thing about the 14600K is that it has 14 cores with 6 performance cores and 8 efficient cores.
So while this is going on, hey, Wayne's World.
Balanced build where the graphics card has a cohesive relationship with the processor. And the processor that we're using, which is the 14
PC gaming is fine.
goes hand in hand with the ASRock Intel Arc A770.
So Forza Motorsport is finally adding ray traced global illumination to the PC version only on December the 9th. It looks kind of nice. Turn-based bullet hell? Alright, who in their right mind thought that this would have been a good idea? Yeah, sure, done with that build real quick. That's because it went straight in the bin. I don't know, man. I saw someone with their Xbox in review with Forza Motorsport having over 900 hours. That's insane.
Captain's log, November 16th, 1937. It has been 3 days since the quarantine across Enceladus was announced. We will survive, and we will endure.
I mean, if you can have both, it's nice. But if you have to sacrifice performance for ray tracing, then no. This just looks like another Lethal Company. Or is it Lethal Company update? Darkwater.
So in Darkwater, something went horribly wrong in an underwater colony? Again? I'm shocked. Next up on PC Gamer's wishlist, you'll inherit a sprawling mansion filled with mysteries. It's one of the most intriguing puzzle games we've seen in a long time. Here's Blueprints.
Here we got Blueprints. This is the one, chat. This is the one. This is gonna blow your socks off.
As it was foretold, I am awakened at the sound of a dropping coin. I suspect you wish me to look into your future. The image is becoming clear.
You showed no gameplay.
Bunker down, because our most wanted list continues. Unravel the mysteries of the quarantine zone in survival FPS Atomfall.
Mate, we're only at 13.
Number 13.
I reckon mistakes were
Atomfall.
made, by the way, chat. I genuinely believe mistakes were made.
Hi, my name is Ben Fisher. I'm head of design at Rebellion. Thank you so much for including Atomfall in PC Gaming Show Most Wanted. We can't wait for you to play the game next year, but for now, here's a sneak preview.
My name's Molly. You got out to trade? I got bits and bobs for sale.
It does, Bags. Ray tracing really was pushed forward by the 40 series, not the 30.
Please be careful. It's more dangerous than you can possibly imagine.
Why are all these games looking the same? Why can't they be original? They all just look the same.
Of all the things I've seen, it's in Eric's home it will happen. And it all begins with her.
She's gone. Find her before she leaves the building.
I need to get out of here and find Herman before they do.
Oh, no, you don't. Look for the main control, maybe.
Is that you, Johnson?
Go after her!
What do you want? I need passage. You told me you wanted out. You and your brother. That's actually why I'm here. I respected your decision because I thought you respected me. They're looking for Herman. You want passage, huh? I'm not keeping these for you anymore. You're taking with you this time. I won't get past this gent without a dart.
Hey, Gilbert! What's keeping you?
He's not here. She's brave.
Aggressive.
But she
I was
doesn't know what she
about
said.
5 minutes ago. I asked a question. Well, I showed the tweet translated that says the game could be coming to Xbox 6 months after, well, spring 2026.
I must find her
I'm all he's got, Alva. He's all I've got.
before he does.
And asked for thoughts, but no one really said anything. But if it does land, I think that's going to be kind of cool. It shows that
When the meteorite
Sony is
struck,
finally moving in the same direction, at least with the
it
Marvel
unleashed
games.
a hostile disease, plunging our world into chaos. Now, we stand as guardians, fighting to protect our world and vanquish all who threaten our existence. Against all odds, we must battle mutations, traitors, and infidels.
Look, they have different waifus, Infinite. That's clearly the most important thing about it.
Every victory brings us closer to retaining our freedom.
Oh wait, can we use the term waifu now? Because apparently that's an offensive term. Apparently the pixels might be offended by it.
The Dynasty have blown the bridge to the temple site. Our drone reconnaissance shows heavy defenses in the area, so watch your step. Get some defenses up and give the archaeologists time to work.
Like we're coming to the top 10, and this is the stuff that PC gamers are most excited for. that they're most looking forward to? Come on. What's wrong with PC
the glory
gamers?
of 1990s RTS games is still alive in Tempest Rising. Next on our ever-growing wish list, an action-adventure RPG coming early next year finally reveals its biggest villain. And that voice sounds a bit
Susanna, I
familiar.
don't know. But
Here's
apparently
the new
people
trailer
are saying...
for Eternal Strands.
I've seen it a few times now on X where people say it's an offensive term
All my
to
life,
the anime
I was
characters.
dreaming about becoming a point.
It objectifies them.
To do it alongside a renowned weaver band, it's a chance to make history.
They sure are, Bax.
Had us on our back foot.
They
for
sure
decades.
are.
Ever since our people have been in crisis.
Our weaver band is here to help. We're ready for anything, no matter what happens.
Best to assume the worst. This could mean an all-out war.
You sure she's ready for all of this?
Your reckless conduct has unleashed an enemy that nearly destroyed us 27 years ago.
Let's not lie to each other. I like you.
Can't say the feeling's mutual.
I mean, it
still
looks
believe
okay.
in the dream of the Enclave. If it takes us to restore it, I'm up for that challenge.
Oh?
As a totally impartial observer, I think they did a great job casting that role. Our next most wanted game is from a developer who created a few quintillion planets last time around, but now is focusing on just one. Explore a fantasy world the size of planet Earth in Light No Fire.
What did I just miss? What did I just miss?
Number 12.
There is nothing more appealing to me in a video game than wandering off, and that is why Light No Fire by Hello Games is my most wanted. It's because it's a planetary exploration game where you can pick a point and just decide to go there with your friends. Humans are hardwired for exploration. It's why we went and found the Northwest Passage. Unfortunately, we found the Northwest Passage now, and we still are kind of chasing that high. But we can do that in video games, hopefully with less cannibalism. But doing that means that we can bond, we can explore, we can find more
Not
about
bad,
ourselves.
Clark, not bad.
I'm getting poetic, but just generally I want to be able to ride a dragon around a beautiful fantasy landscape on a massive scale. And
then that only
maybe
applies
not
when it
have to eat my
suits their
friends.
narrative.
And isn't that all we can hope for in
Pretty
video
much
games?
the same, thing to anyone, really.
What if Pablo Escobar and the cartels of the 80s had the internet? Welcome to Miami, 1985, where the cartels have more than just guns.
Anyone seen a
In this
TV
world,
series called
hackers are
Tulsa
the
King?
cartel's most dangerous weapons. And the biggest cartel's top crew is untouchable. Until now.
Mate, this PC gamers thing is
Okay, Vita, you got
full of
60
crap.
minutes before Astra comes back.
The electronic crime unit has one chance. 1 hour a day to infiltrate the cartel's supercomputer and take them down from the inside. But the clock is always against you, and one wrong move could blow your cover. In Vice Undercover, no one is who they seem.
Yeah, it's the slow one. I really like
Coming
it.
soon to a computer near you.
Just finished season 2.
Number 11. Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater.
I am so excited for Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater, which is a remake of one of my all-time favorite games. I'm so happy that it's gonna bring so many new fans to the series, but it's also gonna please all-time fans like me. I've made 4 games so far and currently working on the 5th one that are inspired by the series. And so you can imagine when I saw the trailers with the amazing graphics and the quality of life improvements, I just got so excited. I replayed the old ones a bunch of times already just to get ready for it. And so I hope you're as excited as I am. It's got director Nakamura, who's been with the series since MGS1, so they know what they're doing and it's gonna be amazing.
Once again, you're a one-man army in Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. Before we move on to our top 10 most wanted, let's check the logbook for a quick recap on everything we've seen
possibly
so far.
coming to
Number 20, Perfect Dark. Number 19,
all we know right now
Number 18,
is that their
Mafia: The
console
Old Country.
exclusivity
Number 17,
is for 6
Dune
months
Awakening. Number 16,
with Wolverine,
Witchbrook.
which
Number
means
15,
2026
Number
spring
13, Atomfall.
it can release on Xbox.
Graphics and the quality of life improvements. I just got so excited. I replayed the old ones a bunch of times.
The fact that
already
it can and
just to
will
get
are
ready
2 different
for
things.
it. And so I hope you're as
But
excited
may the
as
console
I am.
warring
It's got director
and the
Nakamura,
memeing begin.
who's been with the series since MGS1, so they know what they're doing and it's gonna be amazing.
Once again, you're a one-man army in Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. Before we move on to our top 10 most wanted,
Nah, it's
let's
not
check
like
the
the other
logbook for a
deals,
quick recap
Chille,
on everything we've seen so
where
far.
Sony explicitly says no
Perfect
Xbox.
Dark. Number 19, Menace. Number 18,
Because that's exactly what they
Mafia:
do.
The
They
Old Country.
explicitly state
Number
no
17,
Xbox.
Dune Awakening.
That wasn't in
Number
this
16,
time.
Witchbrook.
There's nothing explicitly
Number
saying
15,
no
Skate.
Xbox.
Number 14, Project 007. Number 13, Atomfall. Number 12, Light No Fire. Number 11, Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater.
Time
You
for
see, it's
some
even going to
tactical
Stadia
shooting
day
and a
1. How about
fair
that?
bit of backstabbing. Next up on our wish list, 3 teams of 4 battle for control of an arena in asymmetrical FPS Alara Prime.
Placing nullifier.
Deploying healing station.
Flash out.
Am I the only one that sees this as just a better version of Concord?
Engaging cloaking device.
Capturing the uplink.
Looks kind of alright.
We must use every last drop of strength.
The Niners are overwhelming the defenses!
Another RTS game. No! Oh.
We're here to help you defend this.
Chat, I don't know if I'm going to make it till number 1.
I will not fail you!
I don't know if I'm going to make it to number 1. This is not stimulating my brain.
They're trying to flank our base!
It's not stimulating my brain.
Please hold still. Retinal scan commencing. Subject identified as someone who wants to see another game trailer. Delivering trailer now.
Frostpunk. This can't be happening.
All my decisions were right.
I'm calling it, no Xbox.
What if I did the good thing?
You can't call it, Silverback. You can't call it. Not until it's official. I won't allow it.
I don't want to change anything.
Thank you for the $2 super chat. But I won't allow it.
And what if I was wrong? What if you could decide?
Well, at least we can play the demo now. Finally, this was announced last year. We can play it now. Mate, that dude just punched a guy with his helmet on and knocked him out in one punch. Why is he using a weapon? Just walk up to anyone and just punch him and they're gonna die.
Number 10. The Thing Remastered.
This is Stephen Kick from Night Dive Studios, and we're usually not good about keeping secrets, but...
I'm gonna hide this tape when I'm finished. If none of us make it, at least there'll be some kind of a record. We still have nothing to go on.
The Thing?
Have you found anyone yet?
I just arrived.
See if you can find anything that'll give us an idea what happened.
Stay the hell away from me, I'm warning you.
I need your help.
I ain't going nowhere with all those things out there. Kill them, and I'll help get us out of here.
I mean, this could be cool. I haven't played this game in a long time.
My men are dying out there.
You're out of your league here, Blake.
Mode exclusivity is only 6 months. That's all they could pay for from Disney, apparently, according to reports.
Trust no one. Except for me, obviously. When I tell you The Thing Remastered is out and you can play it right now.
Yeah, but normally Sony explicitly states that they can't release it on Xbox. What is wrong with... Give me some good games! Come on! I'm so... Oh, for fuck's sake. Look, seriously. What the fuck were these people smoking when they were pitching these games as an idea? This isn't normal.
Coming up in the show.
Look, if I don't explain it, you don't ask it. That's how it needs to be. Hey look, this one is designed for Alex. Furry mode enabled. Feels like a budget version of Devolver Digital. I don't even think it... I think by saying it's a budget version, Chille, I think you're insulting the Devolver Original. No, I can't even talk properly. This is... Oh my god, this is terrible. This is terrible! Do you know what, chat? I'm gonna take back something I said. I said something a year ago, and I'm gonna take it back. I'm gonna take it back.
They're coming for me.
There are worse things than Golem and Kong.
Because of ourselves.
There are worse things than Golem and Kong. They're just like...
Now the future is in her hands.
You are witnessing it now. Was it? It shouldn't be. Let me have a look.
You are our last hope, or our last threat.
Oh, it is. It is. Let me see if I can fix that. It is. Why is it though? 1 second. I don't know why that resized. There you go.
You've played games where you're a football player. You've played games where you're a business tycoon. But are
Wait,
you
wait.
ready to
Who's
be a
dogging a
football
new
tycoon?
IP?
Manage logistics and strategy in real-world cities as you prepare for major football events in the next game on our wish list, Copper City.
Wait, Infinite. Who's dogging a new IP? I'm dogging the whole show.
Welcome to Copa City. You organize events and
I'm not discriminating, buddy.
invite top football clubs and meet their expectations.
Yeah, I ain't discriminating. I'm shitting on the whole show at the moment.
Safety is key, but don't be boring. Build an experience for fans. Fun is
No discrimination here, man.
Your pitch. Get ready. It's your game. Host your football.
Today probably not. Tomorrow is Indiana Jones, so probably on the weekend now. I mean, I might get to try it tomorrow during the day.
Began with a few steadfast
But I'm hoping to finish
a dream and a wood
Life is Strange at some point
We
tomorrow
built
before
some
my stream
homes,
for Indiana
farmed
Jones.
the land, and soon more people joined.
I also
Together,
need to finish
we built
recording my
something
review for the
beautiful.
monitor that I'm
A
using.
city to
Mate,
be proud of.
I know people often
A
talk
city
about
of which
OLEDs and
tales
how
will
nice
be
they look.
told.
I'm a true believer now. I am a true believer. I thought
That one's going
people
straight to the top of my wish
over-exaggerated.
list, and something tells me our next game
I
is
am a
going
true
straight
believer.
to the top of yours.
Nossa terra há de parar de queimar. Hoje.
I will discriminate and do more, Lunia.
É uma chance de reescrever a história pelas mãos do povo.
Aggressive.
Voltar até que a
At the moment,
nossa
all we
versão
know
seja contada.
is that it is only a console exclusive for 6 months.
Desista, Jagunço. A força do progresso irá reduzir canudos a pó.
Which means, and from what the leak is saying, is that they can release it on anything they want after 6 months. There's no restriction. So though nothing is confirmed, unlike other games where they pretty much lock it off, Wolverine is not locked off on any platform after 6 months.
Nem que eu tenha que descer.
Hopefully that helps.
Quinto dos infernos.
Hey, Sin. You see, the beard is coming along quite nicely with the grayness. Look, Nunya, you say that, but have you played Street Fighter 2 the movie? Video game. That was insanely bad. It was so bad that it's actually really good. Plus you get to play as young Kylie Minogue, and young Van Damme. And you get to go up against Raoul. Hey, I liked the movie too. The movie was so bad it was amazing.
Number 9. Wonder Stop.
Hi, my name's Davey Reedon, and along with the rest
Hey,
of the
look,
team at
you're gonna be
Ivy
able to
Road,
play it on
I've
your
been creating
Etch-a-Sketch.
Wander Stop, a narrative cozy game about making tea. You'll play as a former tournament fighter named Alta, who has to put her past aside in order to tend a charming
Honestly, I don't
shop
think
and
Wolverine
brew
is going to
tea
have
for
the
its
same
various
appeal as
customers.
Spider-Man.
Years ago, I
And
wrote and
if
directed
they
the
see that
Stanley
it's not
Parable and
selling very
Beginner's
well,
Guide, and after finishing those games, I was
with that contract, that shit's going to go everywhere real
I
quick, real
seriously
fast.
thought I might never write another narrative for games ever again. And so I decided that I wanted to make a cozy game. Something simple and peaceful that could heal me and restore balance to my life. And I discovered very quickly that I didn't actually know how to design
Don't ask me, Bao, it's still number 9,
suddenly the
Bags.
stress was piling on
And
exactly the
you're
same as
asking the
before.
wrong question, Bags.
Something had to
You are
change.
asking the wrong
And so very
question.
slowly,
The
piece
real
by piece,
question is,
I began
how
taking
are we in the
elements
top
of my
10?
burnout and my feelings
And
of
this
hopelessness,
is in the
and I
top
just
10
put
most
them
looks
right
forward
into
to.
the game's narrative. And then suddenly the coziness became this really interesting creative constraint. Like, how do you tell a really unpleasant, uncomfortable story in a format designed around comfort? Typically in games like this, the protagonist is cheerfully excited to do the work. And so what if instead our protagonist absolutely did not want to
And
be
despite
here?
that, Chille,
If he
Spider-Man
was
2
broken
probably
and
hasn't
beaten
even broken
down
even.
and starving for answers, could this charming little environment help heal
At
him?
least based
and
on
this
the
became
last
super
records of how
interesting
many
to
they
me
sold.
because that's what I had wanted. I had wanted to just do some pleasant work and then become all better. But healing is way more
So Wolverine
complicated
ain't
than
gonna
that.
sell nowhere near
Healing
what
is
Spider-Man
messy,
sold.
and it's bitter, and I want to know how to do it. I want to believe it's possible to leave your old self behind and become someone new, someone better than I am, someone more capable of rest and calm and inner peace. But God, it's so hard to do.
This is why I said bags. I take it back. I said there was nothing worse than Gollum and Kong. I stand
Is anyone else up for a
corrected.
piping hot cuppa?
This is
Drink it
worse than
quickly,
playing
though,
Gollum
because
and
Wonder
Kong.
Stop is just around the corner, brewing up for March the 11th. Moving on to the next game on our most wanted list. We are so keen to play Obsidian Entertainment's long-awaited fantasy RPG.
What do you mean his
Avowed.
face not moving
We
when he
even
talks?
challenged
Trust
game
me,
director Harry Patel
Tulsa
to
King
answer
gets
as many
really
questions
good.
as possible within
You should
60
watch it,
seconds.
Sin.
The
I
clock
really,
starts
really love that
now.
series. One of the few I binged straight through. It's so good.
Number 8. Avowed.
My name is Carrie Patel.
Hey, here
I'm the
we
game
go.
director of
Avowed is
and we're
here.
about to answer some rapid-fire questions.
Hey, look.
All right, let's get into it.
Matt
Carrie,
Hansen
what's the
isn't
best
here.
thing about being a godlike in Avowed?
Getting some sick facial
They
frogs.
made sure Matt Hansen wasn't
Isn't there
going to
an
be doing
awful lot
it.
of dying for this being the Living Lands?
If you're playing it right, yes, but hopefully it's not happening to you.
Can you tell me what difficulty options players are going to have in Avowed?
You'll get a range similar to what we offered in Pillars of Eternity and Deadfire, which is pretty broad.
So if you had to pick, what are the best weapons to dual wield?
Dual pistols,
What are the worst weapons to dual wield?
dual maces.
Oh, it
Isn't bringing
absolutely
a gun
deserves
to a
to be
sword
here.
fight kind of cheating?
Not when you have to reload after each shot. It's pretty balanced.
What about bringing a wand to a sword fight or a gunfight?
Just make sure you've got Arcane Veil.
Did any of Deadfire's sea shanties make it in as Easter eggs?
Well, you'll have to explore and find out.
What's your favorite magic item if you had to pick just one?
There is a Draconic Charm that's pretty helpful.
I'm just
Carrie, when and
curious
where
if
can I
this
play
game is even
Avowed?
going to appeal to me.
You can play Avowed on February 18th, and you can wishlist Avowed right now.
But
on
they got
Xbox
rid of that dude
consoles,
real quick.
PC,
I
and
bet he
Steam.
was going to be the one that was actually doing the talking. He got yeeted.
Welcome to the finals, the world's greatest game show. It's showtime!
I forgot this game existed. Oh, I'm not saying it's a bad game. I just said
Number 7.
forgot it existed.
Kingdom Come Deliverance 2.
Yeah, it was the finals. Kingdom Come Deliverance.
Look at me.
I'm looking.
My boy, war is a nasty business. And it is better to have your head on your neck and your foe on his knees than the other way around.
These days, we have all sorts of vagabonds, drifters, outlaws, and bandits roaming the country. I urge you all to be vigilant. You know who I am!
Sigismund is mustering his allies and their armed forces to Kuttenberg.
He'll have torched all our fortresses and carried off everything that we possess.
Now! Are we seriously gonna wait? Cower in a corner? Or are we gonna drive them out in shame?
Well, I've got literally zero interest in this game. Like, at all.
You look like you're new to Rosewall.
How is this game above
Things
Kingdom
work a
Come
little
Deliverance
differently
and
here,
Avowed?
in a good way.
How? How is this above Kingdom Come Deliverance and Avowed? How is this
There's
even
lots of buying and
possible,
selling
chat?
going on, of course. Food, tools, clothes, whatever that is. You can make all kinds of stuff. Gotta hire the right folks, too.
This is fucking...
There's also a whole mystery afoot. But you'll only get to the bottom of it if you can keep your shop from going under. Good luck!
Hey, don't freak out. You're in the PC Game Pass ad. Want to boot up Call of Duty Black Ops 6?
Yeah.
New games on day one. We got you. What a cool safe house. Next! Want to pilot an Airbus around the world?
But I don't know how to fly.
Yeah, me neither. You're now cleared for PC Game Pass.
I want a new career.
F1 driver, Jedi, musician. Wibbs got Boo. This is my kind of office party.
I want an epic adventure.
Have you heard of the Great Circle?
What?
We got you.
I'm traveling the world?
Hold on to your hat. Who's next?
I want to play with all the League of Legends champions.
Riot benefits. Say less.
Do you know what? That's actually a benefit my kid uses. It's really
in
cool.
the game now. Get all this and more with PC Game Pass. You know what I'm gonna say. Yeah, we got you.
Want to access PC Game Pass right now? We are giving away 1,000 free codes so you can check out everything Game Pass has to offer for free. For a chance to win, just visit the link below.
Aggressive, what do you want the answer to be? I'm just curious. Do you want it to release or do you not want it to release?
I can't imagine what possessed you to agree to this mission.
Am I nervous for the indie reviews? No. I expect it to get in the low
As for
80s.
the answers you seek, I can only set you on the path.
Low to mid 80s is my prediction.
The final secrets of existence and non-existence transfix mankind with monstrous eyes.
We are to witness the divine. You and
Yeah, but you're gonna have the usual candidates that are gonna review it not so favorably. It's going to happen. Metro's gonna do it, PC Gamer's gonna do it. They always do it, so it's gonna lower the average. Which is why I don't care about Metacritic anymore.
With peculiar determination, come the day that you must face the truth of our world.
You've got the usual candidates that are just going to give it lower rating.
Through songs, we summon heroes of old, honored or cursed. We are wardens of the She, gatekeepers of the other world. We are bards, druids, warriors. We are Fianna.
A Pogi. GB. Trigger Happy Interactive. I am very hyped, Leaf. Very hyped.
But this place, this oasis.
Alright, this actually looks cool.
It's strange. The
What's
longer I
this?
stay, the more I start to believe that maybe I never left. Everyone I ever loved vanished. I came here seeking answers. And those that remain here, they won't let me have them. If I don't tread lightly, this place will become my prison.
That's fucked up, man. You see, I said it looks cool. It's called Total Chaos. I'm in the game. I'm in the game. It's why it looks cool.
Number 6. Death Stranding 2 on the beach.
Let's talk about Death Stranding 2 on the beach, because I'm not ready. And I think that's the point. Like, do I have much patience for auteur worship? No, I don't. But do I have a favourite guy in the whole world? Yes, I do. It's Hideo Kojima. Like, whatever he's putting down, I'm picking it up. I am tangling myself in the strands. Let's do it. Because have you seen this footage? What is happening in this game? We've got a little man now that you can wear on hanging off your belt, and he's like a little puppet, and he talks, and he's moving at a different frame rate to everyone else. There's a guy whose electric guitar is a weapon that shoots lightning at people. Like, come on, let's go. I just have to know more, and I have to fight the fight and wave the flag for weirdness in game dev when everything is so homogenous. Kojima
How do
Productions
you
are out
actually
there,
make
just bombastic,
a good game
massive swing
sound
storytelling
so
and
freaking
high
boring?
concept world stuff that's like
How?
just there isn't
How do
anything
you
else like
actually
it.
make
So yes, I am
a
most
game
excited
that is going
for
to have
Death Stranding
a
2
decent
on the
appeal
beach coming out in 2025.
on all platforms actually sound boring?
We are this close to reaching the top 5, people. But first, a quick recap of the most wanted games we just revealed.
How?
At number 10, the
How are they
restoration of the
finding these
2002
people?
horror classic The Thing Remastered,
What's wrong
which is
with
out
them?
right now. Percolating at number 9 is cozy tea shop sim Wonderstop, while Obsidian's fantasy RPG Avowed cast a spell at number 8. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 galloped into the 7th slot, and Death Stranding 2 on the beach bridges the gap at number 6.
But seriously, folks, for those that are actually interested in the Wolverine news, what is the answer you want? Because apparently no matter what answer I give, the answer I give is not the one you want to hear. So let me know what the answer is that you want to hear, and I'll tell you the answer you want to hear, and then you can move on from that subject.
And write a bonus check for the show's narrator, Amelia Tyler.
Amelia is doing such a great job narrating the show. I think I'll write her a bonus check.
The amount is 10 great British pounds.
I'll give her a bonus of 10.
I've seen the death footage, yeah.
Look, Amelia, I've got to say, you are in complete control of the narrative here. You could ask for way more than £10.
The amount is 12 pounds.
I don't get it, Chille.
That is a little better, but it could
Unlike
be
the
a
other
lot more
games that
seriously.
come from Marvel for Sony, Sony makes it explicitly clear in their contract that when the game is available to go to other platforms after 6 months, Xbox is not included.
I will mail
For
your
Rebirth,
£12
if you look at
this
it,
weekend.
it says no Xbox, but PC can get it. With Wolverine, there is no restriction on Xbox. It's not there. So it's a different contract. That doesn't mean that Xbox is going to get it, but it does mean that they can get it, and Sony can't stop it. If Disney wants it, they're going to get
First ever GTA game I remember playing was Grand Theft Auto Vice
Wait,
City.
how
on
the hell is
PS2,
GTA
Grand Theft
6
Auto 6 baby,
at
we're
number
coming back to
4?
Vice City. I always enjoy the freedom.
That's it. I'm pretty convinced now that number one is going to be Banana 2.
I cannot wait to travel throughout all the city.
I'm pretty convinced now that number one is going to be the Banana Game Part 2.
Also, we have our first ever female protagonist. Hello. I am so excited.
It will be in 2026.
I cannot wait.
Yeah, Banana Clicker is going to be number one, guaranteed, without a shadow of doubt. How does this game get... How is GTA 6 not number one? How is this higher than GTA... I mean, is this even a numbered release? I don't think this is a numbered release. So I'll allow it. I'll allow that one. It's not a numbered release. Grand Theft Auto is at number 5. Holy crap.
Number 4, Slay the Spire 2.
Man, this game better be some... This game better be
I've
good,
worked in
boy.
procedural and roguelike games for a long time, and obviously I very much enjoyed Slay the Spire. But I'm mostly curious about Slay the Spire 2 because the first one kicked off a whole new excitement and chapter of indie games with deck building. And so I feel like as a designer, I have to play Slay the Spire 2 just to be conversant in what the next chapter of games might look like.
The gaming industry
the 3
is
games sitting at the
doomed.
top of our most wanted list, let's recap everything we've seen so far.
The gaming industry is doomed.
Judas.
Not with these guys.
Killing Floor 3.
It can't.
Control 2. Crescent County. Citizen Sleeper 2.
The most
Perfect
wanted
Dark.
PC games.
Mafia
The most
Evolved
looked forward to
Country.
games.
Dune Awakening. Witchbrook. Skate. Project 007. Atomfall.
Bags, that's why I said
Nightmare
roughly
Fire.
about 8 out of 10.
Metal Gear
Even
Solid
if it
Delta,
does deserve a 9, it won't
Sneak
get it.
Eater,
Because
The
there's
Thing
certain media
remastered,
outlets that just won't give it.
Wonder Star.
Now, obviously, you've got stuff like Xbox
Avowed.
Era, which are going to definitely give
Kingdom
it
Come
more than it
Deliverance
deserves, right?
Death
Because
Stranding 2
they're an
on the
Xbox-centric
Grand
thing.
Theft Auto 6.
But I just
Slay
don't
the
think that they're
Spire
giving
2.
it high enough to offset the low
It
scores that
has
it's
been
going to
a
get.
monster of a show, and we're now on the hunt for our last 3 games on the most wanted list. Hey, that's a pretty big hint for the wild game that's sitting at number 3.
They're going to hate Skate? But Monster Hunter
Number
Wilds
3.
is more sought after
Monster Hunter
than
Wilds.
GTA 6. Man, PC crowd do not want GTA 6.
モンスターハンターアートディレクターの藤岡かなべです。よろしくお願いします。そうですね、ワールドが結構多くの人に、手に取ってもらえることっていうのは僕たちにとってもすごく
Facts, it doesn't have the day one
モンスターハンターで
patch.
僕たちが大事にしてい
For
る
all
ゲ
you
ーム
know,
デ
the
ザイン
AI
と
is
か
fixed on the day
表
one
現
patch.
力っていうのが世界の方にこうすごく理解してもらえるものだっていうのは自分たちにとってもすごく自信に
Stalker with
な
the
りま
day
した。
one patch
ワイル
was
ド
in a
の方は
much better
本当に
place
さら
than
に
what
そ
the
のモン
reviews
スターハン
said.
ターでワールドで評価して
The
も
day
ら
one
った部
patch
分っていう
makes
の
a
を
huge
さらに拡
difference.
張してまあよりそのワールドで興味を持ってもらった人にしっかりモンスターハンターのファンになってもらうっていうのを、心がけて制作しました。大型モンスターの描き方としてもすごく幅を持たせたいっていうのはワールドからの、まあ、僕たちの欲望というか要望が出てきたので、
Bags?
今回大
I
型
said
モン
the
スタ
same
ーであ
thing.
ってもその群れをなすっていうので数をかなり出したいっていうのがあって
I said the same
最
thing.
初
They
の頃
shouldn't
から
have
そ
sent
の
the review
群れの
codes.
制御だったり、まあ、群れ同士が
By sending the
ぶつかり合
review
った時
codes, they
にど
fucked
う
the game.
個々が動いていくのかとか、まあ、そういったところはかなり力を入れて検証していきました。まあ、分かりやすいところで言うと傷がついてその傷をついた傷を狙っていくっていう、まあ、ダメージを上げるためにその傷を狙っていくっていう遊びが、まあ、今までのモンスターの弱点部位を狙っていくっていう部分とさらにその傷ができた場所を今度は狙っていこうみたいなその大きな流れの中にまた その小さな流れみたいなものも出てくるので変化
But
が
to
出て
me,
くる
all
の
the
で
reviews for
やっぱ
Stalker
り
2
そ
are
の
pointless.
常にこう
They're
狙いが
useless.
変化していくっていう遊びは
They're not
今まで
real.
にないそのまあプレイングになってると思いますし
They're all useless reviews.
こう
The
楽し
only
そうに
thing
プレイして
worth
るって
looking into
もらってるっていう
that,
のは
listening to
や
in
っぱ
that
り
review
いつで
is
も大事にしたい
maybe
というか
weapon
そこはやっぱり
variety,
一番
mission
嬉しいと
structure,
ころで
and
やっぱ
story.
上手に
Everything else is pointless.
遊べないまあアクションゲーム苦手そうな人でも楽しそうに遊んでるとかうまくそのなんていうか例えばモンスターにやられてしまってもなんか楽しそうにそのしてるとかうろうろしてるだけで楽しそうにしてるなとかなんかそういういろんなこうその人その人のいろんな見方でいろんなこう楽しみを見出してくれてるのを見るとやっぱりモンスターハンターでこう
Infinite
こ
with the
いろん
day
なとこ
one
ろにこだわって
patch and the day zero patch, it was in a much better
皆
state
さん
than
の応援の
what
お
the
かげで
review
20年
review
ずっ
codes
と作り
had it
続
out
ける
for.
ことができたっていうのは本当に感謝ですし、まあその
It had
20周
over
年
1,000 fixes
この
with the
そうい
day
う人たち
zero and the
に
day
対
one
してもこう
patch.
しっかり届けたいものとして作り込んだワイルズが、まあ、20周年っていう大きなまあモンスターハンターにとってもすごくメモリアルな年に
Man, Chille is
に
so
出せたって
excited for
い
it
う
to be
のも
rebirth.
僕たちにとってもすごく、感慨深いものがあります。
I'm not defending the game, but by the way, my 10-hour impression video, if you haven't seen it, go see it. You know, people here have seen my 10-hour impression video, or was it 12 hours? That, you know, I pretty much am pretty
This
brutally
is the
honest
first
with
time
how
in
I
the
feel
series
about
that a Monster
what they
Hunter
did.
game will have a simultaneous launch on consoles and PC. So please, join me in the largest celebratory fist-pumping PC gaming history. Monster Hunter Wilds launches in February 2025. Yeah!
Who knows, Infinite? It's
Now,
the same thing with
30
Indiana
years
Jones.
after his first appearance, the hero of our next
If you're
game is
playing
still
early
changing
access, you
and
don't
evolving.
get full ray tracing,
When we last
even
saw
with
him
the
in 2020,
4090.
he was bouncing
The
around
day
like
one
Mario
patch
and
enables full
swinging
ray
around
tracing.
like Spider-Man.
So those that are
But
playing
in
it
his
day
next
one,
adventure,
right
he's
now, the
flinging a
review
shield
codes,
like Captain
they
America
don't get
and using a cannon
the day one
that fires
patch.
shredded
I mean, I
skulls
know
like,
that for I know they don't get
like
it
a Doomslayer.
because I've
Our
reviewed
number
games
2 most wanted game is Doom,
early access,
The Dark Ages.
early, and you don't get the day one patch. They don't give it to you. All they tell you is to be mindful about talking
Number
about
2,
X, Y, and Z
Doom,
because the day one
Dark
patch will
Ages.
fix it. That's it.
So unlike these motherfuckers, I actually
So Doom
saw
is
new
number
gameplay
2.
of Doom the Dark Ages back at QuakeCon this year, and surprise, surprise, it looks sick. It is darker, it is more grounded, it's brutal. I saw the Slayer riding a dragon, I saw him piloting a mech, I saw a goddamn double-barrel plasma rifle. I think it has definitely taken both the criticisms and the praise from 2016 and Eternal to heart here. So have faith and let them cook. Because at the end of the day, the most important
Number
thing,
one's going to be
we're getting
Horizon MMO. You'll see.
Flails, chain shields, and dragon
It's going to be
riding.
Horizon
How
MMO.
does every new Doom game manage to get even more metal than the last? You'll be able to say hell yeah to Doom the Dark Ages in 2025. Oh, don't worry. This time it's not a containment breach, zombie outbreak, or teleportation accident. That sound just means that we've ranked 24 games and there's only one left on our
Wilds was
most
number
wanted
4.
list. Are you ready for one more turn? Like Monster Hunter and Doom the Dark Ages, our number 1 most wanted game is the newest entry in a legendary series that's been around for a heck of a long time. Or should I say, a hex of a long time. Among the dozens of exciting games up for consideration, this is the game that received the highest voting totals from our expert council of developers, critics, and content creators. The council is in agreement, and here it is at last. Our most wanted game.
And now for our number 1 most wanted game, Sid Meier's Civilization 7.
Fuck this.
Dear Firaxis Games, Our imminent council have been hard at work building a definitive list of the most exhilarating and anticipated PC games on the horizon. Assembled from more than 80 of the most talented game developers, prolific content creators, and heralded game critics, we gave them one assignment. Using the wisdom that they have gained from weathering the tumultuous ages of the games industry, the council have decreed Sid Meier's Civilization VII to be the most wanted game of 2024. Wishing everyone at Firaxis Games a successful launch, and once again, congratulations to our most wanted game of 2024. With profound admiration, the council.
PC gamers, you suck. That's all I'm saying. You had all the games to be picked from. You even had Banana Clicker 2, and you picked this.
For us, it's very important that a new chapter in the Civilization franchise has to be sort of just as epic as the game is. We can't just iterate a teeny little bit in certain areas, polish up the graphics. That's not worthy of another chapter in the Civilization story. If you look back over the whole course of the franchise, has been a constant is that each major new version does innovate and does take a few things that maybe were standard and were established and goes ahead and uproots those in the service of getting to the next major milestone for the series. We have a lot of data that people would play Civilization games and they would never get all the way to the end. They just wouldn't finish them. And so we wanted to do whatever we could, whether it was reducing micromanagement, restructuring the game, really address that problem directly. So there are a lot of little systemic refinements that we've gone through, and by and large, most of them thoughtfully look at where the player is investing their time and think about whether there's a better way to make that a little bit more streamlined. So one of the big foundational changes in Civ 7 is that you don't stick with a civilization throughout the entire course of the game. We have introduced the concept of ages that break the game up into chapters. Now you're always picking a civilization that was an empire at the height of its power during that specific period of history.
And so we have to think about what is going on at different points in the world at different points in time. And once we kind of get those broad sense of global dynamics down, who are the major world powers here? Who are the big influences on the global stage at each one of these points in history? That's really a place where we can build a composite picture of the processes and dynamics that are kind of co-creating and shaping the world.
We felt like for the big core historical Civ experience, breaking it up to 3 chapters was the right way to dig deep into making that the best representation of that chapter of history that we possibly can. We're challenging players to not look at the history of an empire as something that started in 4000 BC,
How could
made
this be
it
the
to
most
the present,
anticipated
and
game?
is going on.
Look at it, it's walking through the goddamn
it's not
buildings.
really very reflective of the way things work in real history. You know, you have twice during the game where you're going to make a big decision, a big possible strategic pivot to a different empire. Now there's so many different combinations, and you can choose, you know, science civs from different places in the world and link them together for your playthrough, and we have to figure out how those attach to leaders, which aren't necessarily hardwired into civs anymore. But that all just becomes part of the long journey that you have building up your empire, and it does feel like one continuous journey, and that Civ moment to moment, one more turn gameplay, we've made sure that we've got plenty of that still baked in there. Personally, have found all sorts of different unique ways to start my game and then evolve it as I get to make those choices of additional civilizations, and I think our fans are really, once they try it out, gonna love that. Sid Meier's Civilization 7 is coming to PC, Mac, and consoles on February 11th, 2025.
There you have it. Sid Meier's Civilization 7 is our most wanted game. And even better, it's right around the corner. The new age of Civ begins on February 11th. And that's our show. Your wish list is no doubt packed with great games thanks to the tireless work of our experts on the council. And remember, you can find every single game on today's show in one handy location by visiting pcgamer.com/wishlist. 2025 is already looking like a stellar year for PC gaming, so we're excited to invite you to join us for another PC gaming show in June. And of course, we'll cook up another edition of Most Wanted next year too. Until then, I'll be in the lab with dozens of our top scientists.
Warning, containment breach.
With a few of our remaining scientists.
Alien mutagen released.
With one mutated scientist.
Security systems compromised.
On second thought, I think I'm going to put myself on ice until the next show. Thanks for watching.
Sealing cryo-containment chamber.
So I thought this was actually quite cool. Turn-based RT. I'm sure this is going to have some appeal to some people. And where was the other game? I think it was this one here.
Wow.
Was it this one? This one looks alright.
Strap on your
They actually had some gameplay somewhere. Where's the gameplay? Looks like a multiplayer combat game. It could be fun. But yeah. Crazy, crazy shit. But yeah, so Xbox Everywhere was pretty much apparently Sarah Bond's idea, and after winning ABK, she got the full gung-ho ahead to spearhead the direction of where Xbox is heading. Kind of makes sense now that Phil didn't know what the hell he was talking about, because he probably didn't. So yeah. Either they're but she has staked her professional reputation on the idea that Xbox being everywhere is the best course of action for Xbox. I wish her the best of luck, because if this fails, her career could be over. You don't come out publicly saying that you're staking your career on it. You don't do that. That's a dumb thing to say. Worst person on the Xbox team then? But it does actually now make some sense, because Phil comes out and says something, and then 5 minutes later they do the complete opposite. Ventura. Oh. So this is the whole Great Circle debacle where the early access and all the review codes will not have full ray tracing on PC. And obviously review codes will have the de novo program in there, so they don't leak it. I mean, Wouldn't you say the same thing for PlayStation fans with their games going to PC 6 months later? So I guess PC players are beta testers too? I mean, by your definition, Bags, PlayStation fans are beta testers too, right? Just going by your definition. Tarnished, the point I'm making is they should, if you're sending out review codes, make it complete. Bags, you're wrong again. Dude, go do some research. Go do some research and come back. Because you're making yourself look silly now. I can't tell if you're just actively trolling or genuinely unknowledged on the situation. Wolverine. So this is the thing that come out. This is what's being translated. So who knows? Time will tell with Wolverine. This is the only bit of information we have, and there is a little bit more. I can't find the tweet now. But overall, it does sound interesting. And whether or not it materializes, only time will tell. But for now, may the trolling commence. May the trolling commence. Indiana Jones isn't 200 gig, so what's happening is the game is 130 gig. When it downloads, it needs double the space originally, so it can unpack that 130 gig as well. Once it's installed, you get your 130 gig back. But in order to download and install properly, it needs 206. It needs basically double the space. That's it. The game is actually roughly about 90 gigabytes, all in all. 40 gigabytes is the HD textures, if you need them or not. So they separated those as a separate download. So in theory, you could download the base game at 160 gig and then download the 40 gig for the HD textures afterwards. $50.90 doesn't make sense. It's above 113. On Xbox is 133. PC is 113. Alright, but Xbox is 100. Xbox is the one that's doing the double install. I don't know why, but it's doing that. But yeah, the PC version of Indiana Jones does not have the Nouveau. It was only on the review copies, so they don't get it cracked. Marvel Rivals is releasing in 1 hour, that is correct. But yeah, like I was saying earlier, today, Forza Motorsport, I guess a year later, is getting ray traced global illumination on the PC version only, not Xbox. So for those of you that are playing it, you'll get your global illumination. Indeed, Devastator. Next week we're starting later for the Game Awards. I'm going to have a placeholder set up this weekend so everyone's aware. So just hit the notify me on that and you're all good. Well, it may be coming at a later date, but not on the date specified.
Devastate or 2,000 tip $2 through Super Chat. Yay Late Night Chaos Lounge stream next week XD.
I thought this was quite cool. The father of Final Fantasy series, Hironobu Sakaguchi, says he is emotional and deeply moved to be back on Xbox again with the launch of Fantasian Neo Dimension. He released Lost Odyssey and Blue Dragon on the Xbox 360. Lost Odyssey especially is an amazing RPG, and it is backwards compatible, so if you haven't played that one, you really should check it out. It's really, really good. But yeah, Fantasian came out today to I think it was like an 82, 83 Metacritic, if you care about that. But it's a return to old school Final Fantasy turn-based, and apparently it's really good. Yeah. It does. Devastator, I will definitely be taking a nap before it starts. $12-day event? There's a 12-day event? What is going on? So for those of you that were asking about Infinite Nikke, well, it seems the Genshin community wasn't very happy that Infinite Nikke is being regarded as a potential Genshin killer. So they hacked the servers and put this on their server. They took their whole server down. And this is how the gacha community, especially the Genshin fandom, responds when their favorite game is challenged. Kind of crazy. They're messed up, man. Yeah, the Genshin fandom, they're a different breed, man. They're a different breed. The Genshin fandom, fuck with the Genshin fandom. Those people are. I mean, I like Genshin Impact, but you don't mess with those people, man. You stay as far away from them as possible. Oh yeah. Devastator, they are way worse. The Genshin fandom is they're on their own level. Why? Because nothing can touch their precious Hoyo. It's that simple. Stalker is 140 gig on Xbox because I'm playing it on Xbox. And the second patch that they released, I swear, is having the game closer to 60 FPS than anything else. So they've definitely improved it a lot. I mean, if people just played the story on Genshin, it's actually quite good. But people are weird. Anyway, free Prime games. Titles up for grabs. For those of you that have Amazon Prime, there's a bunch of free games that you can collect. Overcooked, Dredge, Wall-E, Jurassic World, Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition, Spelunky, and these games essentially go over to either your Epic Games account or your GOG account or the Amazon account. But you got Baldur's Gate 2 as well, Neverwinter Nights. So there's some decent games there. Tomb Raider Underworld, Star Wars Bounty Hunter. So if you have an Amazon account, go check it out and grab yourself some free games you're never going to play. These were just released today, apparently. According to Wario, these were released today. I mean, they're all free. Free is good, right? Even if you ain't gonna play them, grab them. They're free. And if it's at GOG, it's DRM free as well. They're yours forever. That could be cool. It's going to be interesting to see how Baldur's Gate 3 crossplay is going to work. And I guess the Genshin fandom's new target is going to be this game. Well, it already is their next target. So this was previously known as Project New Gen. It's coming on all platforms, exclusively not Xbox. I don't understand why Phil is not actually going out and trying to grab these titles. It just doesn't make sense to me. These are like clear money earners, even if the audio, it doesn't have as. I just don't get it. These games earn you mega bucks, and he just stands by and just lets them slip through his hands. For a dude that came out publicly and said one of the worst business decisions he's ever made is turning down Genshin Impact, he sure has a habit of repeating those situations. I mean, the gacha games always skip Xbox, right? But the trailer's actually pretty decent. I haven't actually seen this one yet.
Wake up, sleepyhead.
But
the wildest city's coming right up.
Apparently, people say they copied GTA a little bit. Well, that's gonna get me even more demonetized, so. But yeah, the game's in closed beta test at the moment, and it's a I just don't get why Xbox doesn't go for these games.
Dangers on the horizon.
The problem is, Steve, this game is going to make more money than Gears will combined with every release of Gears ever released, including E-Day. This game will be way more successful and make way more money than Gears could ever do. And at the end of the day, as a business, revenue matters. Revenue is king. But this will have a massive audience. It doesn't matter. Revenue is revenue. I don't like the name Ananta though. I still prefer the name Project Mugen. Project Mugen was just a better title. At least for me. Well, it looks like they've started to troll Sarah Bond already, which is a little bit disappointing. But it looks like that's already started. Gaz wasted no time. So the thing remastered is actually available right now for $30. It's not just Gaz. J-Rock's at it as well. I think they finally are broken. I think they're finally accepting where Xbox is going. Devastator, basically the whole Xbox Play Anywhere is her idea. That whole this is an Xbox, it was all her idea apparently. She's the one that spearheaded it, she's the one that masterminded it, and she's the one that basically wanted Xbox games everywhere. She has driven it, and after the ABK deal, which she was instrumental in winning, she was given a green light to do whatever the hell she wants. Not Play Anywhere. The whole Xbox games going to PlayStation, the Switch, and whatnot. This was all her idea, apparently. Basically, to make Xbox third party was her idea. It's not Play Anywhere, it's making Xbox third party. Hey, look, I've got the Xbox fridge. Don't diss the fridge. The fridge is a good fridge. I didn't actually, I haven't got the toaster, though. I do need to get the toaster. Steve, I agree. I agree. I think at this point, people should already know where Xbox is going. And if they don't like it, just shut up and move on. There is a toaster. It's designed after the Series S. Yeah, I totally agree, Steve. At this point, people know where it's going, and if you like it, you like it. If you don't like it, there's no reason to complain. Just go build a PC and off you go. It just, the whole drama of it all just doesn't make sense to me. I get some people are hurt and betrayed. And, you had people flip out like Tim Dog. You had people lose their minds like Warhammer Dave. I mean, even to this day, that guy is everywhere just bashing on Xbox. Like, I don't understand how someone can live their life that way. You got Crap Gamer doing the same shit. Peter Ovo disappeared into oblivion. And there are more of them. At the end of the day, I think I saw someone today saying something along the lines of, why would you buy an Xbox when you can buy other platforms? And I'm just thinking, why the hell would you limit yourself to one console? I mean, I get it if you can't afford it. Times are hard. The economy is shit, so I get that. If you can only afford one console, then clearly Xbox is the way to go. With Game Pass, you're going to get more games that you can actually play than you are with a PS5 or a PC. Right? At a fraction of the cost. So, in that situation, Xbox makes sense. But if you have the money, why would you limit yourself to one platform? Like, I don't get that. Why would you, like, if you want to play Indiana Jones, why wait 6 months? If you want to play Final Fantasy, why would you wait 6 months to a year or whatever? Just, if you have the capability, just go play games day one. Literally, games are there to be played, folks. That's always going to blow my mind. Or you can play it on the cloud as well. Like I've always said, and everyone here that has heard me repeatedly say this, I always buy all platforms day one, so I don't have to worry about if I can play a game or not. When I was younger, going into shops, it used to piss me off that I couldn't play games that I wanted to play because it wasn't on the platform that I had. And so now I just buy everything. I save up, I buy everything when it's ready for launch. And then I don't have to worry about it. Because then I can just play any game that I see that I like. Whether it's PC only, PlayStation only, Xbox only, Switch only, it doesn't matter. That's what a real gamer is. Playing games. It's not 700 though, is it? You could have bought a PS5 for 300 quid. And when on Black Friday, they dropped down to 300 quid. And for those not on the Xbox ecosystem, if they really wanted an Xbox but didn't want to get a Series X, you could have got a Series S for 200 bucks. No one's telling you to go and pay 700 bucks for a Pro. Why the hell would you buy a Pro now? The Pro is not worth 700 bucks. Maybe in a year it will be worth 700 bucks. But right now, no. And in a year it's going to get discounted anyway. It's going to probably drop down to like 600 or 550. And at that point, you're saving money anyway. Early adopters right now got bumped. It's really that simple. I did not, and by weirdo I'm assuming you mean Harmon. Which means anything he says is invalid. I don't even know if there's going to be an X PlayStation. I mean, at the moment, I would say PS5 Pro. I mean, I've always said that that PS5 Pro gamers are beta testers, right? They're training the AI, and in a year or two, it's definitely going to improve. Just not now. It's not ready for it now. Especially at the lower resolutions, it just can't. It can't handle it. It doesn't know how to do a good job. But it is, the way then, I just don't get it. Although I have to admit, this guy, mate, I would have quit my job before saying that. No way. If you don't have an internet connection, there's always the 360. No way. I can't believe he said that. There's no. I can't believe he said that. I mean, yeah, from when the original Xbox One launched, all of this about Xbox going the way it is probably was being talked about. But, you know, if you look at your consoles today, people use them for Netflix and YouTube and everything. Xbox was just ahead of its time, and it's always ahead of its time. But you don't come out and say, hey guys, we've got a new console, but if you don't have the internet, there's always the 360. Infinite, it would have. I mean, fun fact, when Xbox came out first and showed the Kinect and got that response with the Kinect, Sony was planning to have the PlayStation camera bundled with the PS4. And when they saw the negative reaction to it, they actually backstage worked out a new pricing without the camera and took it out. That's crazy, right? If Sony came out first, they would have had the same reception. That said, I don't think Microsoft would have had, you know, the go-to to actually remove it, and they would have come out and suffered the same thing because Sony is already getting booed. But Sony decided that the best course of action was to remove the PlayStation camera. But it is what it is, really. My dude had the worst possible luck you could possibly get. Oh, apparently Marvel Rivals can be installed now. So for those of you that want to play Marvel Rivals right now, this second, has the reviews for Indie come out yet? Oh yeah, Bags. That one choice won them the generation. It won them the whole PS4 generation. Let me have a look. 1 hour? Oh no, I'm not gonna be around for that long. Like I said, I've only had 3 hours sleep since yesterday. Well, it's not showing any reviews on Metacritic. Not yet, anyway. You said it's an hour, anyway. Well, that doesn't surprise me. I wasn't expecting the thing to get that big of a score. But at the same time, I'm also assuming people are judging it based on a $70 price tag instead of a $30 price tag, which I think should matter. I think India will get between 80 and 85. That's my prediction. If you really want a specific number, I'm going to go with an 83. It is what it is, folks. It is what it is. But yeah, Infinite, that's definitely the case. You know, if they, if they did better during the Xbox One days, things would have been different. I don't think there's anyone that would have disputed that. But with the FTC not letting them hold on to their own games, be it from ZeniMax or from ABK, they were kind of forced into it in the end. So, that's just the way it goes. Yeah, I'm looking for something different. There you go. Foam Stars, still alive. At least until next year. Last update will be next year. And then the game will remain online for many years to come. So who wants to jump back into Foam Stars? What do you mean they weren't forced? If they didn't agree to put games on PlayStation, the deal wouldn't go through. That is being forced. That's literally the definition of being forced. That's an ultimatum. If you don't do something, the deal won't go through. They were forced. They had to agree to concessions in order to get the deal to go through. They were forced. Bags also outlasted X Defiant. I don't know. I really like the old Xbox designs, the smaller designs. It's why games like the consoles like the Series S still have their own charm. Well, I mean, the director did come out for that and say, "Don't worry, the game isn't closing down, nowhere near it, blah blah blah," and then 2 minutes later, it's closing down. Kind of a Infinite. That's because the deal hasn't closed. I mean, it's closed, but it's not finished. So they're being very selective in how they go forward. The FTC can still divest ABK, making it its own company. And if they get the preliminary injunction reinstated, theoretically, they can dissolve the whole agreement. So the FTC trial is still ongoing. A year later, as you say, but it's still ongoing. Now, when Trump's administration moves in and Lena Khan is drop-kicked out via John Cena, then once that trial closes, then we'll see what Microsoft actually do. Well, ABK was going to sell anyway. They wanted to sell. So whether it goes to Microsoft or Tencent, it was going to go to someone. And Microsoft didn't want Activision or Blizzard. They just wanted King. But Bobby said no. You either buy everything or you buy nothing. A bit like the Kadakawa deal. Sony want to nitpick at what they want to buy, and Kadakawa saying no. You buy everything or you buy nothing. but they wanted to sell. So at the end of the day, you're not stopping the inevitable. Well, because Sony can't afford it. I think from last I read, Kadokawa quadrupled in share price. That pretty much went beyond what Sony was prepared to pay for the whole thing. If it stayed under wraps and no one talked about it, and it stayed under lock and key, and it wasn't released as a breaking news, they probably would have got away with buying it for quite cheap. But once it became public and everyone heard about it, the share prices quadrupled. Take it easy, Steve. To be fair, though, with Sony and Bungie, Sony knew the situation Bungie was in. They knew. I mean, they would have had the the balance sheets and everything. They knew what they were doing. They bought that with the knowledge that they were going to absorb them. And they accepted Bungie's conditions with the knowledge that at some point they were going to screw up so badly based on just the trends that they could see and absorb them. It was all they played the long game with Bungie and they got what they wanted in the end. So there's no way in my mind anyone's going to tell me that Sony did not see this happening. Them dudes are paid a lot of money for this, for that reason. Sony knew. So apparently, this is a thing. What Grums thinks his game looks like compared to what it actually looks like 8 years of hard grift for this masterpiece. My dude went. Oh, Grums. That's Grums' game. I think Ybarra also came out with a bunch of lies against Xbox as well. That was interesting. Mike Ybarra. I mean, they wouldn't have foreseen everything. But Sony also let it happen, right? No matter how you look at it, Sony let the situation at Bungie happen. You don't pay almost $4 billion and turn around and say, right, you can do whatever the hell you like. I'm not going to interfere. I'm not going to do anything. That might be what you say to the public facing, but in the background, you go to them and you say, when I say jump, You don't say when, you say how high. $3.7 billion isn't small pocket change. So the situation there was pretty obvious. I mean, there is truth in that as well, Bags. Considering they said that was going to be the next Star Wars, so you might be, there might be some truth to what you're saying. There might be some truth. But you get my point. See, this sort of grifting or this sort of console warring, it just doesn't make sense to me. Like, please someone tell me. This sort of console warring is like, why? Why? Like, what the fuck? Why? Like, what is this console warring? Oh, and by the way, Infinite, in case you're wondering, I had no issues with Sony buying From Software. It would have sucked for, Xbox as a platform, but considering Microsoft bought ABK and ZeniMax, I'm not going to be a hypocrite and say that I'm not okay with it. In case you think I'm a hypocrite or something. No, but like this person here, Ascension, is showing off because the Xbox channel has 3,000 more views. Is that what they're doing? Or is it just because that's a launch trailer and that's a story trailer? I don't get it. The only differences I can see here is that there's a 3,000 view difference, and I guess Xbox gets it day one and they're going to get a story trailer instead. Then again, you've got PlayStation fans who say that Sony releasing games on PC and Switch is like, a girlfriend going and sleeping around and they don't want them. There are special people. The thing that you need to understand, Infinite, after I've played it, I literally couldn't give a shit about the game. I don't care if it's diamond crusted by the time you get it and Indiana Jones has an extra 50 pixels or 100 pixels. After I've played it and I've experienced it, I couldn't give a shit. That's the honest truth. I know you're trying to use that as a gotcha win, and it really isn't. Like I said, I've bought all consoles for the sole purpose of not to be in that position. So, that is not a win. That is not a win. I'm not waiting 3 months, 6 months, whatever it is, for a game to eventually come out on a platform. I'm just not prepared to do that. I'm just not prepared. But you know what? By all means, but it's not. What do I care once I've played it? I know you're trying to get it as a gotcha, but it's not. And if I really want to, I'll play it on my 3090 Ti. My 3090 Ti shits all over the PlayStation 5 Pro and the Series X. And it'll do better ray tracing. And it'll run higher frames. And it'll run the game better. Like, I get the premium experience just playing it on my PC. Fun fact though, my this year reviewing Xbox, I played equal time on Xbox and PC. I think it was like 165 hours each. I thought that was quite funny. I spent equal amount of time playing Xbox games on my PC and my console. And if you want to wait 6 months, by all means. I've played it. I'm going to enjoy it. In 6 months' time, while you sit down to play that, I'm going to be enjoying the latest games that are out. While you're playing old games, I'm going to be playing brand new games. You see, you're not winning here. You're not making me jealous. You're not making me care. I'm not a diehard console fanboy. Anyone here will tell you that I'm not the person that gets triggered by this. I do think it's funny that people come here thinking I'm going to get triggered, and I'm not getting triggered at all. But I'm just not that. I'm not the person that you're trying to trigger. Now, if you go to other people on social media or other, if you go to See Money or Boom, you might get a reaction there. You're not going to get the reaction you're looking for here. Not from me. What do you mean? I mentioned the game has come to Game Pass. Like Nitro Fuel, I said it's on Game Pass, and then I moved on. I'm not playing it. I had no interest in it then, and I've got no interest in it now. For example, I wish I waited. There is a certain part of me that wishes I waited for Final Fantasy 16 because it runs like absolute shit on PlayStation. But I wasn't prepared to wait a year. I wanted to play that game and I played it. Even in the state it was in. I had a good time. I'm just not prepared to think. Bags, stop exposing me. Bag's just doing me dirty like that, man. You don't need to expose me like that. Hey, I finished it before the PC version came out. With all the expansions and the DLC, whatever. Before. It counts. Like I said, that frame rate was so shit it made me sick. But I still finished it. That was probably the worst frame rate experience I've ever had in a video game. The fluctuation in frame rates in that game made me physically sick. It's the only game I've played in the past, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, that's ever done that to me. That game ran so bad on the PS5 that I couldn't play it. Like, if you watched me streaming it on Twitch, you could see that I would start okay, but by the time I got to the first hour, you could see me deteriorating. And then by the time I got to the second hour, I deteriorated really quickly with that frame rate. And I don't suffer motion sickness. That's the odd part. But the frame rate was jumping up and down, up and down, up and down constantly. It just kept on making my stomach churn. I enjoyed the game. I think the game was good. The story was good as well. I didn't like the ending though. I think the ending they could have changed the ending, especially after you beat Leviathan. I think that should have had an effect. Like when that DLC came out, after you beat Leviathan and gained Leviathan as an ability, I think when you went to fight the final boss, it should have changed something. It should have made an impact, and it didn't. And I think, it's a wasted opportunity. You see, Woodpit knows. He saw me. I was gasping for air. How many has it sold now, anyway? I don't even know. I mean, technically, Final Fantasy 16 did have a community. It had the Final Fantasy community behind it. But people didn't like the Devil May Cry combat. It was too different, as they said. But I think if 16 released day and date on PC, it would have sold way better. It was a action-orientated RPG. Well, if you call it an RPG. It was an action-orientated, story-driven game. Very heavy on the story. But yeah, man, I don't do that stuff. Me, I want to just play it. If I like a game, I want to buy it and I want to play it. Don't get me wrong. There are games I buy day one, I start playing and I put it down and I come back to it 6 weeks later or 6 months later. That's happened a lot. But if I want a game, I want to be able to buy it there and then. But the action is there. You've got all your skills available to you when you're fighting out in the wilds. I don't understand the point you're making. You got enemies out in the wilderness. You got mini bosses. You got herds of enemies. Although my most played game this year was Starfield. I do love that game. No, I can see Final Fantasy 16 not being for everyone. Like, people didn't like Final Fantasy 13. I absolutely adored 13. People didn't like 15. I thought 15 was decent. It wasn't the best, but I think it was good. My favorite probably is still going to be 10. 10 was amazing for me. Also, probably 12 was good as well. 11 and 14 probably have the best storyline, but they're MMOs. They last for a long, they go on for years. So, the demo pretty much shows you what the combat is going to be like and the game. You do obviously get other skills and stuff, but if you didn't really enjoy the demo, then I would say to skip it. The demo was a good indication of what the game is. Unlike Forspoken, for example, where the demo was so shit, it's unfathomable that they released that demo and is not a true reflection of the game. So there's that too. Corekeeper. Yeah, I actually really enjoyed Forspoken. Like, really enjoyed it. It was about a 7 out of 10. It had issues, especially like how late you got your green spell at the end. And I'm really disappointed that we're not going to get a sequel for it. I actually really would like to see a sequel to Forspoken because I want to know what happens with Cuff and that new race that they spoke about that was coming, that you had to, tackle head on. It's something we'll probably never ever find out because of the fake reactions that everyone was given. Was it an 8 or 9 out of 10? No. I'd say 7, 7.5 maximum. But that's not a bad game. 7.5 isn't a bad score. To be fair, 15 was ripped apart when China refused to allow the game to release. And Square Enix couldn't afford the game not to release in China. Well, folks, I think I'm going to call it there. There's still another, give or take, 40 minutes before they announce the review scores. I'm going to be back here tomorrow, still tomorrow for me, probably around 7:30, 7:40, with some Indiana Jones. For those of you that want to come and check it out and hang out and do some video games, I'm going to be probably playing the Series X version to see how it runs. So feel free to stop by tomorrow and I will catch up with you all then. But yeah, those, when people come here, sure, I do, focus more on Xbox, but I'm fair to all platforms. I am fair to all platforms, except Switch. I don't talk about the Switch. nothing against the Switch. I just don't want Nintendo suing me. If I accidentally say something bad about the dude with the tash and the red hat with the M on it, they might send their goons after me, and yeah, I don't want that. No one wants to be sued by Nintendo for $7 million, like they sued the other guy. So, with that said, I'm out. Chille is the number one pony. He will defend Sony until the very end. We all know this. Have a good night, folks. See you tomorrow.